And today I'm here with.
Your boy Sunny, the React God, Papa React. Super excited for today's build.
Hey guys, Papa Python meets Papa React, and it's time that we start building some amazing things. So today we're actually going to be building the Twitter clone, you guys. I hope that you're excited. You're going to be learning about all of these things. How do you actually have a sidebar like this? How do we have a feed? And if you already know React, you're going to start thinking in components. So you'll be like, ooh, a sidebar component, maybe a feed component. So all of these things we're going to be building. And Sunny and I actually have a nice slide presentation prepared for you guys, thanks to Alex. So shout out Alex. Thank you for this.
Yep.
And this is what it is. So let's actually start this from the start. So we're going to be building the React Twitter clone. Now, talk to me, Sunny. Are you excited about this? And just walk me through this as well.
Yeah, so super excited about this, guys. We're going to be covering a few things which we've done. So we've touched base on some of this stuff in builds, but we're also going to be touching on some new stuff today. So some of the stuff that we're going to go through, we're going to be using Material UI. So Material UI is going to be used to cover all of the icons, all of the designs, getting everything looking that really nice, slick, getting that final design in place. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be showing you how to actually go ahead and get the design that they have inside of Twitter. So if you go ahead and go to the Twitter website for a sec, I just want to show you one thing on the Twitter site. So you'll notice that the sidebar and the right, so the left and the right part don't move, but the middle scrolls.
Yep. They don't move.
Yeah, so we're going to show you guys how to go ahead and build that. And we're also going to be showing you guys, I know a lot of you guys go crazy when we introduce Firebase. So we're going to do that. We're going to introduce some Firebase into this. And we are going to go ahead and make it so that when you write a message or a tweet and you post it, it's going to go ahead and fly through. So exciting stuff for you guys today.
Nice. We got a lot of people. We have Living Fate watching from South Africa. Keep it up. We got Lucy. She's like, hey, I'm ready. Saring says, let's rock and roll, Kazi. Karen says, can't wait to learn all that. Beautiful. Now I'm going to go back to the slides that we were sharing with you guys. And awesome. We have over 400 people watching live right now. So thank you guys so much for that. Nice. Now we're going to be covering all these technologies like Firebase, Material UI, CSS3, React.js. And this is what you guys are going to be building. Okay, this is the exact thing that you're guys going to build. We're going to show you how to do this step by step. Now we're going to be using Material UI and Flexbox for this type of stuff. So Material UI is going to be used for all these icons that you guys are seeing on the left hand side, for maybe even all these icons right over here. And that's going to be Material UI. Next up, we're going to be using Firestore. So this is the Firebase database. So it's a real-time database, and we can use it to even store things like comments. So we'll show you guys how we're going to be using it in this project. And we're going to talk a little bit about CSS variables in this one. Is that right, Sunny?
Yeah. And that's the first, guys. So this is the first time in one of these builds that we're going to introduce CSS variables. So really exciting stuff. And they're so powerful. Even when I was building today, the app today, it actually does make everything so much simpler. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to use CSS variables.
Yep. And if you just joined right now, don't worry, you didn't miss anything yet. We haven't even gotten started into the build. We're just walking through what we're going to be covering. We're going to cover animation. So one library we're going to be using is the React Flip Move. Super slick. You guys can see how nice it looks over here. I mean, wouldn't you want your app to look like this and feel like this? And this provides, so this is going to provide animations when we're posting tweets, and it's going to give a overall really dynamic feel to the site.
Exactly. Really, really slick animation library, guys. And it adds that finishing little touch whenever you're sort of building any app. And that's really impressive when you show that to people, when they see that animations kind of moving around. So really,
Mike Torres says, the kings of web dev tutorials strike again. Looking forward to another amazing build. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Now, if we go over here, now we're going to be using Firebase to actually deploy it online, meaning you can send this link out to your friend, to your mom, to your dad, to your grandpa, doesn't matter. Anybody and everybody will be able to go to your.com and use it. So that's the thing we're going to be using Firebase for.
Exactly.
The greatest ever says, I think this is going to be the best build yet. This one will 100% be insane.
Hey, nice. And we will be sharing the code with you guys. In case you're wondering, we drop a GitHub link in the
Yeah.
description, and you guys will be able to go ahead and check out the code once we're done.
Yep. So now we're going to drop yeah, exactly. We're going to put the link for you guys for the entire repo. But again, just a quick snapshot at a glance. These are all the technologies you're going to be learning and even more. We're going to be using Firebase for a database and hosting. There's going to be a lot of design stuff. And of course, you're going to learn React in this Twitter clone that we're going to be building. And this is what you're going to build. With that said, I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. We just broke over 500 people live. And guys,
Nice.
if you are excited about this build, what should they do, Sonny, right now?
All we ask, guys, is that you go ahead and smash that thumbs up button so you can get this video out to as many people as possible. That's all we ask, guys. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already.
Yeah, that actually, like, in being super serious about this, that really helps us out a lot. We spend a lot of time making this. We share that with you guys every day, and we spend hours and hours building this out. So when you guys smash that like button, it just helps send it forward. It shares it with more people, and that's all we're really looking for. So thank you guys so much. And we just got a donation from Romel, and he actually
nice.
left a message in Spanish, which I think Frankie will be able to actually tell us. But thank you so much for the donation.
Also, Sahil Chowdhury just says, I got my first job because of you guys. That's amazing, dude. Well
Whoa,
done. Nice.
where did that happen?
Just slightly above the donation.
Oh, wow. That is freaking amazing. Oh, I see it. Yep. Sahil, I got my first job because of you guys. That is beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So thank you guys for the donation. Thank you guys for liking the video and helping us spread this message. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And just, I think, kind of one cool news I wanted to share with you guys, which is actually huge for us. So just a few days ago, you guys, I made our official 1,000th post on Instagram. So that was actually a really big deal. And what's special about this post is, you know, we have a big news and it's official. We just got our Team CP mansion. So it's a clever programmer mansion that we got. It's crazy, Sonny.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude. And I'm flying down soon as well. So we'll have the entire team in LA. It'll be exciting stuff.
So this is going to be amazing because I don't think in the software development world this has ever been done, where you know how like gaming streamers get all of their, like, they'll get a mansion or a place and then they all live there and work from there. And you guys will see this happen even with startups as they're growing. They do that. They get like a big place and then they all live in there, work from there. So finally, we're going to be doing that in the Clever Programmer team, and it's going to be absolutely insane. And around September 3rd, Sunny will also be here in LA, and we will all be working together. So I think that's super exciting. You guys can see me here running with Frankie because we discovered there's like this water slide, which is so freaking sick. And, you know, I just wanted to share this moment and thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to do this. But really, one of the biggest reasons why we even got this place is so we can relentlessly produce this content at the highest level for all of you guys. You know, Naz is going to be there working with us every single day. Frankie's going to be there. I'm going to be there putting in the work. And hopefully Sunny comes down from UK as well. And we're just going to put that work for you guys and just crush it.
Exactly. 100%, guys. When we all get together, like if you guys are enjoying it right now, imagine when we all get together. That would be insane.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to blow this up.
That would be really crazy. So super excited about that. Thank you guys. It's been a huge deal for us. Now, Living Fate gave another donation. He says, would you ever do Flutter tutorials? I'm actually talking to somebody about Flutter, so let's talk about that. And Amal says, just like a boot camp for esports team. Yeah, we're also thinking about hosting events for Clever Programmer there so we can actually help people in person and get jobs or learn skills and do boot camps.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Awesome. With that said, I think, Sunny, let's just get straight into the build.
Let's do it. So, guys, like we said, we're going to be touching base on Firebase, and we're going to be building a dope Twitter React app. So, with that said, the first step, guys, is we actually need to go ahead and use Create React App. So, I think I have access to the terminal, or this might be my local. You might need to share the terminal, Kazi.
Yep, I will do in a second. I love this comment here. I'm just going to share it on the screen. And Nishant says, can you actually see that comment, Sunny?
I can't
Actually, I
see that
am.
right now.
I'm sharing it with you right now. You're in it. I can even see your cursor in my terminal.
I can't see it. No.
Okay. I
Shared
can.
terminal says 0.
All right, here we go. Cool. I just sent the link again. It's the same
Oh,
link.
no, I'm inside. I'm inside the live share. I mean the terminal.
Oh, okay. My bad. My bad. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
So,
Okay, so let's
yeah.
go here, terminal, and I'm gonna go right click, make it read and write for you so you can have access to it. But yeah, I just love that. Nishant says, you guys are awesome. Just completed your Tinder clone. I'm a seasoned React developer and still learning so many things from you. Let's roll.
Love
So
that. Nice.
that's amazing. We definitely want to have more developers on this platform too.
Yeah. Also, just want to say, guys, we see every single one of the stories that you guys post, and we love it. Like, it's so cool when we do these videos and you guys actually go ahead and rebuild them, go ahead and share them with everyone. So on Instagram, just tag me and Kazi, do the same thing. Keep that going because it really does motivate us, keeps us going, and it's just so nice to see when you guys get
Yeah,
involved. You guys build
here
your
it is.
React
Like
coming up.
literally, you guys sharing this with us. So this is one student sharing yesterday's stream with us, Logan Federally.
Yeah.
Sayar also shared yesterday's stream. Another person shared it, what they were doing. Diego finished his COVID-19 tracker. I'm actually showing them my phone screen share right now, Sunny.
Yeah, I see it on there.
So
Yeah.
so that's what happened. Vcoder shared like one of the facts, front-end developer knowledge. So you guys can share all this stuff with us. Like Eunice just shared, he was up late night learning, and then we repost this on our own Instagram stories. So you guys feel free to send us all of this. We love to connect with all of you and then repost all of the things that you guys are actually sending us. It's actually a lot of fun.
Exactly. We really love it, guys. And it allows us to have a chat with you as well. So the amount of people that do jump onto sort of in the DMs and we sort of go back and forth, and I can help you guys fix problems if you're having them. Just guys, if you do ping a question, don't ask generic questions. Make it super direct because we get like hundreds of questions that come through. So if the only way I can help is if you say like, here's my problem and this is a screenshot of it, then I can help you out. Otherwise, super hard to help you guys out. Just want to make that sort of shout out while we're over here. Yeah.
Yep. Super helpful. Okay, dope.
Nice.
So what is now that we're just diving into the actual code, you guys, some of the questions we're going to take on later, and now we're just going to start with the build. So where are we starting now, Sunny? We're going to be doing the npx create app.
Exactly. So first step, guys, you want to open up a terminal and do npx create react app, right? So create react app, and then you want to type in whatever the app you want to call it. So in this case, we're going to call it Twitter-clone. You don't want to have spaces. You want to do dashes instead, guys. So that will go ahead and actually create the entire starter template with the tool that Facebook has given us, Create React App. And basically, this just gives you like a perfect starting place. So that will take about a few minutes to set up. We need to go ahead and do what now, Kazi?
So here's just a visual of what Sunny just talked about. And he actually posted this also on his Instagram story or Instagram post. And this is how you can create your own React app. So you guys can see it's just like a very simple 3-step process. And then you just have to do npm start to run it. And then boom, voila. Now you have actually created your own React app.
Exactly. So really simple, guys. And if you do forget the steps that we said, like Kazi said, go over to my Instagram. I've got a post on there which actually shows you all the steps to get that up and running.
Yep. I love what the greatest ever just said. He goes, I want to thank you guys. Cause lol, I have never been in a position where I'm happily turning offers down because I know that what I have recently learned is insanely valuable.
That's nice, dude. I love that.
That's huge. Yeah. Awesome. So now it's installing, you guys can see at the bottom, and we're finishing installing this, and then we're going to move into it. Should we do the Firebase thing right now, Sunny, or do it later?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and set up Firebase right now.
Okay, cool.
That'll help us out.
So boom. Let's just jump into and add the Firebase. Okay.
So guys, Firebase is just a suite of tools by Google, and they pretty much allow us to do a bunch of things. So in this case, we're going to have a database today with Firebase, and we're also going to have the hosting managed by Firebase. You can do authentication, you can do a bunch of stuff like that. Go ahead and check out the Amazon clone if you want to check out the authentication side of things. But today we're going to be using the database and the hosting. So
if you guys know AWS, Firebase is just AWS but a lot easier and simpler.
Yeah, it's like the friendly AWS.
Yeah, that's the simplest
Yeah.
way to. I think that should be their tagline. The friendly AWS. That's it. I think they would
Yeah,
kill it.
exactly. They just make it so you only have to do what you need to do. Like you don't have to do any setup or configuration or any headache behind it. All you need is a Gmail account and you can pretty much get started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the glow says these
Super.
sessions. I have to admit, these sessions really show why I love coding and learning to code various clones. Awesome.
Nice. Awesome.
So I'm
Nice.
opening this up now. I'm gonna create a add. I'm gonna add a project. Okay, so make sure
Yep.
you guys do that. And then in this project, basically, I'm gonna name it. So here, guys, I'm gonna name this project because we're doing Twitter clone. I'm gonna call it Twitter clone.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit continue. Now you don't need to have analytics. You can have it disabled or enabled. I'm just gonna enable it. Continue, and then I'm gonna connect it with some analytics account and create project.
Yeah. And this will go ahead and set up your project, guys. Once this is done, there's a few steps that we need to do to go ahead and grab a config file. And now what this config is basically going to allow us to do is pretty much go ahead and connect the React app, which is our front end, to Firebase, which is going to act as our back end in this case. So Firebase is really nice because you don't have to do the traditional back end sort of headache and setup. It just does
Yep.
everything super quick. So now we click continue.
I love it.
We go
Raj
through.
JS says, thank you, both of you. I left my cab driver job to learn front end development with you. You have changed my life.
Oh my God, love that. That's insane.
Damn. That's amazing.
Damn, thank you. Really
Yeah.
awesome. He says, please share your Instagram.
Damn, Raja says, I'm a
I
software
think
developer at
popped up on the screen,
IBM,
yeah.
but still learned hooks and a lot of other stuff that I'm not able to do during my daily job just because of you guys. Damn, developer at
Oh,
IBM.
nice.
That's huge.
That's dope.
It's huge. For some reason, Sunny, I'm not showing at the bottom of the screen, or I'm actually just
Okay.
not showing at all. Frankie, camera died. No. It just died right now. So let me actually fix this here real quick, guys. I apologize about that.
Thank you for the donation, Immutatious. Is it Immutation NAS? Thank you very much.
It's fine. It's fine,
Uh,
Frankie. I'm just gonna use this. It's
Let's
okay.
go ahead.
Cool. All good. All good.
I can
Just
answer
gonna-
a few questions as well. Oh, and also Purash, thank you. Just because of you, I could teach React to my teammates. That's what we want to hear, dude. We love that. If you can teach it after watching our live streams, then we've done a good job of teaching you. Like, so
Yep.
amazing stuff there. Yeah, really, really awesome.
Yep. Oh man, it's still installing. I don't know how long this thing is gonna take. Doesn't take this long, right?
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's got a bit of a weird thing. It could be like the internet because we're streaming with you guys. But once it's up and running, we'll get done pretty quick. Oh, it's just shot through, so it might be pretty quick. I just saw a really good comment there. It goes, you guys have been so right about Hajira. Kaiten Saba says, you guys have been so right about pattern recognition. It seems very familiar now. Best way to learn. Exactly. We always talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
pattern recognition. And this is basically where you keep repeating something until you notice the little patterns which kind of appear over and over again. So, for example, by doing these live streams, even if it seems like you're not taking in any information, guys, it will. Like you'll pick up, you'll notice similarities, and you can go ahead and check that.
Here's the Instagram, you guys. I'm touching it. This is our Instagram. I'm literally. Oh, it feels nice and soft. It's like jelly. Ooh, look
Yeah.
at that. It's so gooey. Yeah. So just, you can follow us there. And boom, there we go. We are up and running. Now, the most important thing that I
Hey.
always forget to do is CD into this bad boy right there. We got another donation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Canadian $10, I think. Is that what it is, right?
Mine's a bit delayed. But- oh, nice.
Courtney Wilson. He says the amount of knowledge you're sharing and helping people is awesome. Keep the positivity, creativity, and motivation you have in growing CP to endless possibilities. Let's go.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Courtney. That's amazing. Love that.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And by the way, I want to just shout out to all actual developers who also have the ability to speak and have a passion for sharing. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit Sunny up on Instagram too. And we want to give you a voice on this platform. So if you develop in Flutter, if you develop in Java, if you develop in C++, or you develop in React.js or whatever, JavaScript, we want to have you even come on and teach other people. We want to make Clever Programmer. The vision is to have Clever Programmer produce the most amount of developers on the planet than any other institution, including schools.
Exactly. That's our main mission, guys, to get as many developers up and running as we possibly can.
Yep. So thank you for that. All right, so now we're up and running and we've CD'd into this. So now, Sunny, what we're going to be doing is, guys, get into your Twitter clone right over here and
Yep.
also just hit npm start. And that should start your app and it should open up your local host on the right-hand side. Few other things we're going to do because we kind of do them really, really often. So I'm just going to go ahead and do them a little bit faster now.
Yep.
Is we're going to delete some of the stuff we don't need. So test, app test, logo, and the setup test we don't need. So
Exactly.
as soon as our local host starts running, we're going to go ahead and delete that. Rommel, thank
Yep.
you for another donation. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, we could delete that right now, actually. It wouldn't break the development. So
Okay, cool. Let's do it. We're going to go ahead and... So there you guys see the app logo is spinning. I just wanted them to see the spinning logo, you know? And now
yeah.
we're going to go ahead and delete that. So now it'll complain because it doesn't know where the logo is anymore. It's because we took it out. So now we're just going to go ahead and remove the logo. We're going to hit save. And it's still going to complain a little bit, but we're going to get rid of everything inside of this div. Okay, so I'm going to grab everything inside of this, remove it, and here, instead of anything else, we're just going to replace it with this. And we're going to say, hey, clever programmers, let's build a Twitter clone. Of course, I got to have my rocket emojis. Hit save. And boom, it should be up and running. There we go. Now you guys see how it's like centralized. Now that's really cool, but we want to take that design. We want to take that away. Another thing you guys will see is that there's like this invisible 10 margin that's there in all React apps by default. So we want to like get rid of that as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a few things. I'm going to go to our CSS file. So we're going to go to app.css, and here I'm going to just go ahead and remove everything. Now when I hit save, you guys will see that this has, left a line now. And another thing I'm going to do is it's going to be called, we're going to follow the BEM convention.
Yeah.
And over here, so following the BEM convention, this one is going to be lowercase app, the class name. So I'm going to hit save on that as well. Sunny, go ahead. You can take it over.
I feel like such a proud dad when you go through those. I'm like, go on, carry on. Nice, awesome. So with that said, guys, once we've done that, we've pretty much done the cleanup process, and then you want to go over to index.css as the last step. You just want to, whoa, Radwan just sent $20 US. He said, Kazi and team, I am on vacation this week. I have to drop now. Guys, please join Kazi's program. I'm a data science lead at a top bank. Put 2 to 3 hours a day. You'll be ready within 6 months.
Oh. Damn. Thank you, Radon.
You, dude.
That is amazing. Now I see it. Okay, I'm going to share it on the screen because that's, I think, awesome. So here it is. Radon just donated $20. Thank you so much for that. He says, Kazi and team, I'm on a vacation this week. I have to drop now. Guys, please join Kazi's program. I'm a data science lead at Top Bank. Put 2 to 3 hours a day. You will be ready within 6 months. And he just joined our program Profit with JavaScript. So I'm pumped to have him and work with him there. Thank you so much, Radon.
Thank you, dude. Really appreciate that. And we also just hit 700 viewers, I think.
Whoa, are you serious?
Insane. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you guys. That is awesome. If you guys want the video to keep going out to more people and you're enjoying it, just please hit that like button and it just keeps spreading it out to more and more people.
Exactly. Right. Cool. Ready? So now what you see that Kazi mentioned that 10 pixel sort of like little gap above the text, right?
Yep.
To get rid of that, we need to go into index.css.
Index.css, the scary place.
Yeah.
No, that's not the scary place.
That is this kind of scary place, but the really scary place is the index.js.
I see.
Yeah, so now we've got the margin 0, and as soon as we hit save, guys, you'll notice it should snap up. Right, there we go.
Boom.
So that's the entire cleanup process done. So with that said, we can actually go ahead and get started. So we notice how in Twitter, they have pretty much 3 sections from the page, right? we have the sidebar, we have the middle feed, and then we have the sort of widgets on the right hand side. So we can actually go ahead and show them this before we kind of jump in. So if we look at the actual Twitter website, we'll see that you have a sidebar, you have like the middle feed where you kind of scroll through, and then you have that widgets on the right, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we have a look now, so you can see that sidebar on the left, really clean. And the only scrollable thing here, guys, is that middle feed. So we're going to show you how to make it like
So
that. But
this
the
is the
main thing
only
here,
scrollable thing here, by the way.
exactly.
Cool. Go,
Yeah.
keep going.
That's the only scrollable thing, and then we have the widgets on the right. So what I like to do is I kind of like to sort of draft things out. So let's go ahead and make that half the screen again, or actually have our local host up on the right.
Cool. So boom, right here.
There we go. What we're going to do now is I like to use comments to sort of like mark out what we're going to do. So the first three things that we're going to build, or like the goal of what we're going to build, is we're going to have three separate things. One is going to be the sidebar that we saw just previously.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have the feed. So the feed is that middle feed with all the posts inside of it. And then we have
So
the
just
widgets.
slow down here. Slow down here. So I'm going to show you guys this, okay? So when he says sidebar, just want to make it clear like exactly what each of those components he's talking about. So
Yep.
this will never okay, so here when you say feed, it's this thing here below the top,
No,
or
it's
is it the whole thing?
the entire
Including the
middle
home.
sec- Yeah, so we have components inside of it, but we are actually calling this entire thing the feed.
So this thing is the feed. So guys, when we think React, we think in component-based terms. So here, this is going to be the feed, okay? Just so it's extremely clear to you guys. Next up, the thing that's going to be the sidebar is going to be this thing when it expands, okay? So we're going to be building this thing that when it expands, it looks like this. So this is going to be the sidebar, okay?
Yep.
And then, oh, thank you. The greatest ever just actually did another donation. Really appreciate that. I'm going to pop that up. It's 140 ZAR. And he says, I may not have enough for the course right now because it's more than my monthly allowance and income, but I really wanted to do this for you guys for a long time. I cannot begin to thank you enough for what y'all are doing for me.
Massively appreciate that.
Dude, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here for all these streams. Like, we love all of you guys for being here and just contributing to the chat and like helping other developers out. So thank you.
Exactly. Thank you so much, dude.
So going back to here, right? So you guys see the sidebar that we're going to be building, and then the widgets. Where are the widgets?
So the widgets is that right section. So you see where it says what's happening, and then we all that stuff on the right and the search bar, everything, we're going to consider that as widgets.
Cool.
Right. So it's like these extra sort of functionality.
So that side stuff is going to be this. So this is how Sunny will write out as comments, like components that he's going to be making.
Exactly.
Hopefully that makes
and then
sense.
within these components, you can have other components inside of them and so forth until we have like this nice sort of finished product. So with that said, here's the rough layout. So the first thing I think we could build is actually the sidebar because it's quite visual and it's easy to sort of see.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and create a file called sidebar.js. So Kazi, if you want to build the first one, and then after that we can go ahead and build them.
So I'm going to go right here to files, and I'm going to hit boom, new file, and we're going to go sidebar.js like that, you guys. And that's because it's a component. Components always have the first letter capital, okay?
Yeah, exactly. And then what we're going to use is we actually use something called ES7 snippets, which we use in all of our builds. And it's an amazing extension, which all of you guys should go ahead and install. And what it allows us to do is write RFCE and actually go ahead and press enter. For some reason, mine's not popping up right now. Oh no, one sec, RFCE. Oh, do I have to write this manually? Is it coming up for you, Kazi?
It's not coming up for me either. Weird, huh? Extensions. Let me go to our extensions. And it's installed. So something weird is happening.
RFCE. Okay, so we might have to actually write this out. So, oh man, that's a bummer. I love
this.
That extension.
This is the sidebar JS, right?
Yeah. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is import React from React. So that's the first thing you do in any file. So we can go ahead and do that. So we say import React from React, and then we're gonna say function.
Where are you writing? Because I don't see it.
sidebar.js.
I'm in there, but I didn't see that you wrote it. I just wrote it in right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So maybe write some other stuff. I want to see if we're out of sync or not.
Yeah, I think we're out of sync maybe because I just wrote function sidebar, but it hasn't popped in.
Yep. Don't see it right. Oh, something. Yeah, now I see you writing. Weird.
Okay. Yeah, that's really gonna. Let's go ahead and check. So function sidebar. What about now? Okay, we're good. All right, I think we're good.
Cool. Go for it.
Yeah. So function sidebar, and then what this will do is it will return some JSX, right? So it'll return some stuff inside of here, and then we need to do export default, and we're going to say export default sidebar, right? So that's going to allow us to actually use that outside of the sidebar. Then we're going to have a div inside of it, and this is going to have the class name of sidebar. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There we go. And then inside of here, guys, we had that sidebar. So let's go ahead and just draft out some of the things that we saw. So we had at the top of it, we had something like a Twitter icon. So we had a Twitter icon at the top. And then we had a few other things. So we had a bunch of options, right? We had like the home button, the explore button, the notifications, the messages, bookmarks, list, profile, all those sort of options on the side. And what I'm going to do here is actually go ahead and create something like this. So it's going to be a sidebar option component. And then we're just going to repeat it. So we're going to have several of them, right? And then at the end of it, we had a button which said tweet. So we had a button which was pretty much just had tweet on it, right? And that was styled in the way that we expected it to be. And then what we're going to do is anytime we create a component, I'm going to go ahead and do import, and I'm going to import the appropriate CSS file. So in this case, import sidebar.css. I'm going to go ahead and create that file, so sidebar.css, and I'm going to basically click enter, and we should be in that file in just a second. So
Nice.
now you should see us. There we go. Awesome. So that's pretty much the sidebar roughly set up to a degree. So what we're going to do now is actually go ahead and code what we need to code. So the first thing, guys, is that Twitter icon, the Twitter icon that we see. How can we actually get those icons quite simply? And what we're going to be using today is Material UI. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and install that into the project. So Kazi, let's run through the installation of Material UI and Material UI icons.
Say that again.
So now we need to install Material UI and
Gotcha.
Material UI icon.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And what this will allow us to do, guys, so Material UI is like a design library, right? It allows us to have loads of these beautiful components, but as well, it gives us these icon sets. So you get pretty much get all the icons. You even get the Twitter icon. You get really nice buttons. You get which have that nice ripple effect when you press it. All those things come included with Material UI. So we're going to go ahead and make sure you're CD.
This is how you guys are going to install this, by the way, you guys. So make sure you do Material UI core. This is installation. And if you're using not React, then this is how you're going to install it. But because we are using React, this is our install. Now, once we're inside of here, make sure you guys go to icons, because we're going to be using Material UI for the icons. Okay, so that Twitter icon, that other home icon, the Explore one. So I'll show you guys. For example, another important thing is once you're on Material icons here, make sure to click where it says search the full list of these icons. Okay, click that, get inside of here, and now it's going to give you the overall all the icons that are available at your disposal. Once you're in here, give it a second to pop up. Joseph says, Kazi, I'm so thankful for all you have been doing on your channel. With your channel, I've been able to completely transform my life. Thanks a lot once again. Dude, that is sick. Thank you, man. Thank you. And
the greatest ever just said this right here was such a lifesaver as well. I've seen a few comments like that, and we're really glad that we can provide you guys with value that changes your life in that sense. So amazing to see stuff like that.
What is the hashtag one called, dude? Why isn't it coming up when I type in hashtag?
Yeah, they don't even have a hashtag one, which kind of blew my mind. We had to use some. I used the search icon for that one instead. But let's go ahead and type in like a home.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So let's look at home. So
boom. The first icon that I couldn't find. Yeah.
So boom, we got home right here, right? This is how you're going to be able to look up all your icons. Now, once you're like, hey, I want to copy this. I'm going to use this in my app. Click it. Boom. Here's your code. And then you can use this and just pop it into your own app. Okay, so it's as easy as that. So that's how you're going to use Material UI. And make sure you also install the icons, you guys. So that's another important step. So what you can do is copy this. This is the one you need. Okay. And now I'm going to have our command line here. And basically what you want to do is npm I and then just paste it. You remember, guys, you don't need to use -- save anymore ever again. It automatically saves it. So this is a weird thing that most people don't know about. But
that blew my mind when you told me that.
Yeah, most people didn't know about this. I learned it and I was like, yo, son, did you know this? He was like, what?
Yeah, I had no idea, dude. I was doing -- save for years.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know about npm I.
Yeah.
I was like, how many shortcuts are these guys going to make? What's going to be next? NI.
Yeah, exactly. I think all my ZSH actually allows you to do that, which is insane.
Yeah. So there you guys go. This is how you can install. So now you want to use those icons. It's just as simple as that like little import at the top, and then you're good to go with the icons, okay?
Awesome. Nice. So with that said, guys, the way we use it now, because we just installed all the dependencies, we go ahead and we go to the import on line 3, and we can pretty much go ahead and pop it in there. We say import Twitter icon from Material UI icons Twitter.
Whoa, hold up. We can't see you. Wait, where were you writing? Oh, I see it. Never mind.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. So we pretty much go ahead and do import Twitter icon from Material UI icons / Twitter. And basically, in order to use it, it's very simple. You pretty much go here, you do Twitter icon, and then you pretty much just do /, right? And as soon as we hit save on that, we actually need to pull this in. So right now, yes, we are using the Twitter icon, but we don't render the sidebar anywhere. So I need to go ahead and go to app.js. And where we had the sidebar comment, and you can see the comments actually really help you out because they sort of give you like an outline, right? I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then it says sidebar is not defined. So at the top, we need to say import sidebar from sidebar.
Yep.
And then I'm going to click save. And now what we should see is it should do a hot reload. And on the right, it should be popping up. So if we click save, sidebar is not defined. Yep. I think it's just taking it.
Boom. Nice.
Nice. So that little icon is actually coming from the sidebar component because the component's being rendered out and it's giving us a Twitter icon, which is very nice.
Yep. So after the Twitter icon, it's the home icon, right?
Yeah. So we have a bunch of, this is where like component-based design comes in, right? We have a bunch of like options which all look the same, right? They all look the same. They all have the same sort of hovering over functionality. So rather than writing the same code all like over and over
when
again,
you said they all have hovering over functionality, let's just visualize that. So this is what he means by it, guys. You see how when I hover over it, it turns blue? So that's what we're talking about. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, exactly that. So that's what we mean when we say that. So in order to get that working, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create sidebar option component. So I'm going to create a file called sidebar option.js, and we should be popping into that file now. And you can see we're inside there now, and I'm going to do rfce, and hopefully
hold on. Before you make this, let me just clarify a few things, okay? So first thing is this thing that you're making right now. This is going to be, when you say sidebar options, what do you mean by that?
Right. So can you, if you open up the Twitter app, you'll be able to see on the sidebar. So let's go ahead and make it a little bigger. You'll be able to see on that sidebar, you've got home with an icon, you've got explore with an icon, notifications with an icon, messages, and each one, guys, is the exact same in terms of design. The only difference here is the icon and the text. But everything renders out the same, right? Even the way we hover over it has the same effect when we do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create one component called sidebar option, and then we're going to customize it with props.
Got it. And that thing is going to do what? That thing is going to do, so if I have sidebar, let me just write sidebar options here. And functionality wise, what that's going to add is that on hover turn blue.
Yep. So turn blue will give it a nice little background color, and it's going to be more of a sort of in this demo, it's going to be just purely sort of a UI component. So it's just going to be something which looks nice on the side. But we're going to show you how to handle it and style it and do everything to get it looking like you see it right there.
Got it. So is it going to be using also like Flexbox to add in the spacing between the icon and the text as well?
Yeah, so actually when we stack up here, we don't use Flexbox, but you see where we've got the sidebar, we've got the feed and the widgets, there's plenty of Flexbox to get that to be achieved.
And
right?
is that going to be inside of sidebar options or no?
In sidebar options, we do need to actually add a flex rule,
Got it.
but we'll cover that when we get to that bit. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Cool. So sidebar options wise, I mean, overall, it's just hovered on hover, it's gonna turn blue, and any other functionality that I should list out here.
Yeah, so we're going to show you how to actually pass a component as a prop. So we're used to passing things like text through props or numbers and things like that, but here we're going to show you actually how you can pass an entire component as a prop as well. So a lot of people didn't know you could do that. We're going to show you how to do that today.
Okay, dope.
Yeah. And that component, guys, that we're going to be passing through is the icon itself, right? So that's how we have different icons.
Got it.
Awesome.
And so right now we're gonna work on the sidebar options.
Yeah, so it's going to be the sidebar options.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
Nice. So with that said, guys, let's go and hop into the sidebar options, right? So sidebar option is going to have a class name. So let's go ahead and show the code editor.
There we go.
Awesome. So we have div, and then we have a class name. And here we have class name. And I'm going to go ahead and do sidebar option like this, right? Because we're using the BEM naming convention. And inside of here, what we're going to do is, like for now, just to get everything sort of tested and see if it's working, let's go ahead and just pass in like this is an option, right? Just to sort of see if it's working. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and create the CSS file for this. So I'm going to say import. I'm going to say sidebar option.css like this. And I'm going to go ahead and create that file. So I'm going to say sidebar option.css. Awesome. Yeah. There we go. And now, guys, we have, this is an option. And then in order to use this now, so just as an example, I'm going to pull it in here. So here we have all of our comments, the sidebar option. But I'm going to go ahead and do sidebar option like this. But we need to import it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to say import sidebar option from sidebar option.
Yep.
Like that. And that will go ahead and pull it in. And now if I duplicate this like 4 times, for example, and save it, we should see now on the right side, we should say I'm an option, I'm an option, I'm an option. Oh, so this is an option 4 times. Perfect.
Yep. Yep.
Right. So the next step is all about sort of how do we address passing through props. So here, if we,
so I see what you're saying with the props. So basically, like you can actually pass it in a prop. Like you can pass it in, pass it an icon.
Yeah.
So you guys,
exactly,
like how for your functions, right? For those of you guys who are not that familiar with React, when you guys have your own functions, you guys have to pass in arguments for those functions. Like if you have a function that adds up 2 numbers, you need number 1 and number 2. In this case, when you're building components, in this sidebar option, you can actually pass it literally an icon as an argument in the function. It's kind of like that. And then it'll, show that icon. You could also pass it styling, and then it can actually use that styling, which is kind of really, it's a functional way of front end.
Yeah,
that's a really fun thing to do.
Exactly, guys. And then
so we're gonna pass it icons, and we're also gonna pass it text.
Exactly, and we pass it through with the prop. So what we can do here is use ES6 and basically break apart the object at this point and say we're going to go ahead and receive some text, right? So as Kazi mentioned, that's one of the props. And then we're going to have an icon, right? But remember, guys, if we're passing in an icon, which is a component, in React, every single component has a capital letter, right? So we have to use a capital I, right? So in this case, because icon will be a component, we have to pass in with a capital I. So in order to render that component, once we pass it in, to use the text that we pass through, I can go ahead and go here, and I can use these curly brackets, which actually allows us to have
do you like my text on that?
Those squiggly mean destructuring.
Don't get intimidated by those guys.
Exactly. Nice. So in order to actually use that prop, we add the curly braces, the squiggly brackets, and then we add text, right? And that will go ahead and pull that variable into our HTML right there. So that's JSX right there. And then we'll show the icon in a second, but I just want to demonstrate this bit first. So inside of sidebar now, we can go ahead and do this. We can say text equals, in this case, we could do text equals, let's say home. So text equals home. And then the next one we could do text equals explore, for example. And then, oops, explore. And then the next one we could say text equals notifications, right? Awesome. And then we can just show 3 for now. So like this have 3. And if I save it, there you can see it passed through. We've got home, explore, and notifications. So that's really nice, right? Now we have different icons for these things, right? So let's go ahead and we can pass in an icon. And the icon that we're going to use for the home is actually something called home icon. So I'm going to go ahead and import this. And we found this from Material UI through the method that we showed you earlier. So home icon, all you need to do is pass that entire component through as a prop, right? And I'll show you how we use it in a second. And the next one, for the explore, what we need to do is we go ahead and grab the search icon. So here I do this, so search icon. So I go ahead and grab it from here. And the next one after this is if we do icon equals, let's go ahead and do this. And we say icon equals the notifications none icon. So I don't know, it's a bit of a strange name. But for this one, I need to go ahead and grab this. So notifications none icon. There we go. Awesome. And then what we need to do is we're passing in the icons now, but are we actually rendering it? So if we go ahead and look inside the component, we're not rendering it. So here I need to say icon. Yeah, and you notice how it's green, which means that it's a component because it has a capital letter. If I did lowercase, see how it's blue? That's because it's not a component, right? If we use a capital I, it knows that it's a component, and it also is using the component that we passed through to dynamically generate that. So as soon as I hit save now, we'll see something really nice. We should see all the icons pop in. Awesome. So there they are. They all come through, guys, which is really, really nice. Then what we're going to do is we need to go ahead and style it because right now that's not the prettiest thing that we want. So we're going to basically go ahead and firstly I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the sidebar options. So I've got them all over here. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this with this. So I need to do a bunch of imports here to get this. So there's a few more imports I'm going to go ahead and grab. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. And as soon as I hit save, and I saw a question which says, hey, Sunny, why do we store some functions in a variable type const and others not? So guys, that's pretty much an ES6 way of writing a function. So you can write a function like this, or you could do const sidebar equals an arrow function like this. And it's the exact same thing. You're pretty much writing a function that this is a more declarative way of doing it for some people. So it's pretty much down to preference. So you just need to know that is the same thing.
Guys,
So
one thing before we continue that I do want to mention is if you guys want to actually learn all of these skills, right? A lot of you are here because you want to learn these skills. That's number one, I imagine. Number two is you want to learn these skills for what? Do you want to just learn these skills for a hobby, or do you want to actually learn these skills to then get a job, to then freelance, to then make an income for yourself or for your family? So that thing of learning the skill and then turning it into cash, actually practicality, if that's something that's interesting to you and you actually want to do that, we have something for you guys right over here. We put together a completely free training for you guys. It's top 3 mistakes to avoid when becoming a JavaScript developer. But if you're interested in React, this is still for you. And this video, we basically show you exactly how do you go from skills and then eventually turning that into cash. And I go down and I lay out the path from going from your $0 to making your first $100,000 from coding. Whether you do it over the span of 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, it doesn't matter. But this gives you that full roadmap. So if you want to see this value pack training, it's pretty exclusive, but we are offering it for free. So click the button below and you can actually register for this training. You can even open up a new tab right now and go and register for this and then come back to our current training.
Yeah, guys, please go and do that right now, because honestly, this is like a hugely jam-packed training where you're going to learn a bunch of stuff, and it's completely free. Like, I mean, there's not many times that you can say there's just completely free content out there like this. So go ahead and make sure you check out the description, sign up to the webinar, and then come back to the stream and just carry on. Simple as that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's value packed, super value packed and free. All right, guys, let's get back to the training.
Awesome. So guys, we just showed how we had the sidebar options that we pretty much went ahead and imported in, and we can now see on the right hand side that they all come in, but they don't look great, right? They don't look like the finished product that we want. So in this case, what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually go ahead and style this. So we did create a sidebar option.css file. So I've gone ahead and given this a sidebar option class. So before, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go to sidebar option.css and I'm going to do the following. I'm going to say, for sidebar option, so for that container, I'm going to do display flex. So display flex. Oops. Oh, my rocket's firing off. Yeah, display flex. And then if I save that, we should see everything will snap into the middle. So it should snap really nicely into the middle there. There we go. So it's all popped into the middle. But the alignment, you can't actually tell right now, but the alignment's slightly off. So we need to do align item center. And that will make sure that everything's vertically aligned perfectly. So as soon as I do that, you see the icons just came down a little bit, right?
Yeah, I love
really
that.
important to do that. And then also we want it so that whenever you hover over them, we want the cursor to change to a pointer, right? And the reason why we want to do that is because it's just a really nice user experience.
So remove the pointer just so I can show this to all the people who are as dumb as me when it comes to front end. So look, guys, like when I'm over the bookmark and all this, it's just weird, right? But if I go to actual Twitter, you see it turns into a pointer as soon as I hover over it. And it's so simple to do that with CSS. It's kind of crazy. I mean, with backend, you have to program everything. But here, just do this. Now, uncomment it real quick and watch what happens as soon as I'm hovering on it. Boom, pointer, pointer, pointer.
Exactly. And the reason why that's so important, guys, is because as a user, it then tells them that that's actually something they can click. Right. Without that, it's very hard to know that.
Thanks
and
so
also,
much for the.
you.
Yeah, you were gonna just say that, right? Thank you so much, Vishal, for the donation. Really appreciate it. And you guys, we are at 9,600 views already. It's not even been an hour yet, so we're about to hit over 10,000 views. Thank you guys so much. And if you're enjoying this right now and it's giving you value, if you appreciate the hard work that Sunny is putting here for you guys, or the team that we put in the hard work for you guys, just go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Helps just take it so far out and share it with every single person. So that's huge. Even something I wanted to show you guys here is right before this call, right? Here's what we're doing. Let me show you guys on my phone on Instagram story. So even right before this call, right, you guys can see we have all these team meetings. We actually put together all of this material for you guys. And so if you guys want to appreciate that and share your appreciation with the entire team, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we're just going to keep on bringing the value for you guys.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Like, it's a huge team effort to be able to bring all of this value and content to you guys every single day. So all we ask is, again, just smash the thumbs up button, and that's literally job done. That's all, and we appreciate that massively, guys, because it just gets the video out to more people.
About to hit 1,000 likes, actually. Damn, it's going up.
Let's go. Nice.
Let's keep going.
Awesome. So now what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to have it so that we need to target those elements, right? So the material UI elements. And now material UI actually goes ahead and adds a class of its own to those icons. And what that class is this one right here. So it's material UI SVG icon dash root. And I found that through inspecting. So what we're going to do is I'm basically saying inside of sidebar option, if you find a child, which is this, so the icon, go ahead and give it a padding of 20 pixels, padding of 20 pixels. And as soon as I hit save, small little changes like this make all the difference, guys. So look, as soon as I hit save, now it's got immediate spacing, right? Because it's got a really nice immediate spacing. Flexbox has allowed it to like keep sort of central in their rows.
Hey, we just hit 1,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. Exactly 1000. Really appreciate you guys.
Amazing. Awesome. Love it. All right. So now, guys, what we're going to do is we are actually going to have, we need to style that text a little bit. So I'm going to say wherever we have a sidebar option, which has a H2 tag underneath it, so a direct child, which is a H2 tag, then I'm going to go ahead and say, give it a font weight of 800, a font size of 20 pixels, and a margin right of 20 pixels. So if I go ahead and do this, I'm going to save it. and we should see the text will change. It became a lot smaller, right? It had this nice sort of, it tightened everything up really nicely.
Yeah.
And now what we're going to do is I want it so that when I hover over it, we get that nice hover effect, right? So in order to do that, we say target the sidebar option container, but add the hover property. And now what we're going to say is whenever we hover over it, this is the background color that they use for that hover. So
Because yeah, when I hover over it now, nothing is happening, but it will soon be the one where when I hover over it, it'll show me colors like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now if you hover over it, go ahead and check that out. You should see now that we should get a hover effect.
Look at that. That is slick, boy. And all
Nice,
of that
right?
is happening from that one line right here.
Exactly.
Damn.
All happening from that one line.
Love it.
And then what you notice is that like in Twitter, it's not like a flat square that kind of comes around. It's got a border radius. So it's like a nice little curvature to it. So I'm going to go ahead and give that border radius of 30 pixels, right? Then I'm going to basically say so now we want the text color to change, right? But we're going to be using the Twitter blue throughout the app, right? So this is something new that we haven't done on a live stream before. But basically, we use the Twitter blue throughout the entire app. So rather than me remembering what the color for Twitter blue is, instead, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to app.css, and I'm going to go ahead and add our first global variable. So I'm going to say these global variables apply anywhere inside the body. And I'm going to say, I'm going to go ahead and add a Twitter. So this is how you do it inside of CSS. You say Twitter color. Twitter color. And the Twitter color, I have the hexadecimal color for it here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And now we have a variable called Twitter color, which basically resembles the color of Twitter. So instead of remembering it, I just go ahead and use this variable. And I'm going to also do one for the background color of Twitter, which is here, because we don't want to keep remembering this. And I pulled this from the actual...
CSS variables are fancy. Now we can just use this whenever and then be good to go.
Exactly.
And if I want to use this CSS variable in another CSS file like index.css, how can I do that? Do I have to import it?
No, so there's like it knows that because we're applying this to the body scope. So we're saying that these variables exist within the entire body. So right now, what you can have it more granular, but this is saying that these will exist throughout the entire body. So in this case, what I'm going to do is because I want them to be global, right? I want them to be usable throughout. So in this case, what we can say is when we go to the hover over the sidebar option, I want the color of the text to be, we say var to target the variable, and I just say Twitter color. That's it. And it will use the Twitter color. And that's super nice, guys. And what's powerful about this is that whenever we sort of do that, and I kind of want to add a transition as well. So before I carry on, I want to add a little transition to say, whenever the color changes, give it 100 milliseconds and ease out of that transition. And the reason why this is really useful, guys, and quite nice, so Kazi, if you go ahead and hover over it now, check out what those small little changes did.
All right, I'm pumped. Oh my god, that is just so delicious. I can fucking eat this thing. I
It's
love
nice,
that.
right? Like small little changes. And the good thing with this, guys, is say, for example, Twitter one day changed all of their color schemes so that Twitter was no longer blue, it was green, right? As soon as they change that variable, right, or the value of that variable wherever it's declared, every single place where it's used will then have that new color. So that's why it's really, really powerful to go ahead and use CSS variables. So if you haven't already,
so you don't need this color, right, anymore? Background color?
No, that's a different one. That's actually a different.
So how come when I comment this out, it still looks the same?
No, so if you hover over it, you see the color of the text doesn't change. But if you add the Twitter color back now, so then you'll see the text goes back.
Nice. Okay, I see the difference now with that. Okay, and then
Steve
this
McCarty
transition
says-
makes. Go ahead.
Yep. Steve McCarty just said, Sonny, you can add a default after that for when another color in the variable isn't available. I didn't know that. Thank you. Yeah, I'll actually go ahead and play with that. So I'm starting to dive a bit more into CSS variables. So the more we kind of do these tutorials, we can actually go ahead and mess around with those more. Nice. Carry on.
Yep. Awesome. So Manish says, I want to enroll to JavaScript program, but for some reason payment page is throwing some error. I can't complete the payment. Just send me or Sunny a DM on our Instagram right here, and we will help you out. We'll get on a call with you. With that said, right
Yep.
here, transition, guys, if you take a look at it, if I remove this transition, comment it out. Look at that. When I hover over it, it looks good, but it almost feels like there's something missing to make it give it that juicy feeling that like maybe you feel on Twitter, where it just is this slickness. And as soon as we add this transition in and add in that like 100 millisecond animation, and it just looks so nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
massive
You guys could
difference,
write it
massive
two ways.
difference.
You could write it as 100 milliseconds, or I think 0.1 seconds as well should work.
Yeah.
Both the same
Oh
thing.
yeah, you could do it that way as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All
Yeah.
right, go for it.
Awesome. So you see, guys, very few tweaks there to make it look quite like super slick, right? And now we've got a reusable component, it does everything we need it to do. That's really nice. Now what we're going to do next is we kind of want to have an active state, right? And the way we usually do this is we usually pass in a prop like this, which is just active, right? And in this case, what we're going to say is just the first one should have an active sort of variable, whereas the other ones aren't going to be active. And what we're going to do is we're going to target that, and we're going to say, if you're active, and the way we do that, we basically go ahead, we add some JSX here, we get rid of the normal quotes, and we give backticks because we want to do some string interpolation. And here I'm going to say, if you're active, so if there's an active prop that has been passed through, then go ahead and add the following. So go ahead and add the following. So I'm going to say add sidebar option. So sidebar option, sidebar option __ active, right? Or in BEM, what you can actually go ahead and do is use BEM. So BEM, the correct way of doing this is you have a modifier. So you do this, you say -- active, because we're modifying the state of sidebar option, which is actually a really cool thing to show here. So we go ahead, save that, and it's prettified it onto the same line. And then what we can go ahead and do is go and target this. So sidebar active inside of sidebar options, and we can pretty much go ahead and say, if you're active, then we want the color of the text.
What are we trying to do, Sunny? Like, what are we functionality-wise trying to achieve? No coding stuff.
Yeah, so functionality-wise, whenever you sort of land on the home, on the Twitter, like home screen, for example, by default, you see the Twitter icon, the home icon is lit up blue because it's active.
Ah, yep, it's active. I see.
Yeah. So whenever you go into different pages, you want that one to have the active prop. So we're showing them how to set that up and have it by default as the home page.
Got it. Okay, awesome. Yeah, because right now in our app, we don't have any active props. So by default, home should be active.
Exactly. Exactly. So in this case, as soon as I do that and I click save, now we should see the home icon is actually becoming active because it got past the active prop. So by default now that one's going to be highlighted as blue. So we already got that nice functionality. Everything works very slick. So that's awesome. The next thing we need to do inside of sidebar is we need to go to, so let's go ahead and remove our comment here. Now we need to go to the button, right? So we need a button here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to use a material UI button, and all the differences is just literally a capital B instead of a normal B. Material UI, and then I don't know why it does this annoying issue. Let's go ahead and do this. And then the button is just going to say tweet, right? Tweet. And I need to import it from Material UI, so I'm going to go ahead and do that up at the top. So to import it, I go ahead and paste the following. So I need to go ahead and do this. Because I think you need to scroll a little bit to the left.
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
There we go. So we've got import button from Material UI core. And then here you can see that we have a button. So if, for example, if I save it now, you'll see that a button should have popped in on the bottom left. So if I save, let's go ahead and save, and the button should, after it hot reloads, it should say tweet on the bottom left. It's quite slow sometimes when it does the hot reloading, guys.
Yep, right there.
But you can see there it's got tweet, yeah? So with that said, now we want a variant, which is basically a different style that is provided by Material UI. And this one's called outlined, and this will change the look and feel of that button. So it will now pop up with a outlined look, which is a bit more flat, a bit more cleaner, and it's sort of what we want to go with. And we're going to give it a class name because I want to style it. So I'm going to give it a class name of sidebar, and I'm going to just call it tweet, right? Because it's the tweet button. And then it also has another property called full width. And full width is built into it.
Yo, where are you writing? Oh, okay.
So you see it? Yeah.
As soon as you start going across like that, just let me know so I can follow you, because otherwise it doesn't show to anybody.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye on it. Nice. So full width, then you can see now the tweet button spans across, right? But obviously we need that button to look a lot more like it does on the actual Twitter website, right? So if we now go over to our sidebar.css, we can target this sidebar tweet, right? So if I go to sidebar CSS and I actually go ahead and target this, what I can do now is I can actually go ahead and add the following. So I want it to be a background. I want the background color of the button to be the Twitter color. So I can use our variable, and I need to give it this important tag, right? So it's question mark important, and basically that's because we're overriding the material UI theme. So basically, as soon as I do that, you can see the tweet comes in, right?
Yeah.
There's a few other things. We don't want a border. We want the color of the text to be white, and I want the font weight to be a little bold. So I'm going to go ahead and add the following. So these do those things exactly. So as soon as I save that, you'll see the tweet comes in. Now,
what is this for? This tweet thing? Is it for this? You're trying to build that? Oh, this tweet button on the sidebar?
Yeah, the tweet button on the sidebar.
Okay, cool. Got it. I'm gonna put that at the top. Every time you're building anything, just like let me know functionality wise what we're building, and then I can just have it at the top so everybody could see it.
Yeah, I think right now it's mainly just building out the sidebar.
Yep,
is what we're doing.
I am focused on that. Yep.
Yeah, nice. So let's continue on. So we've got the font weight of 900. And then what we're going to do is the text you saw, guys, by default, it basically capitalized everything. So to get rid of that, you say inherit, text transform inherit. And what that does is it basically inherits the value from its parent, which is basically normal, as opposed to whatever Material UI does. So it gets rid of that auto capitalization. And then we're going to add a border radius.
Garden Tips, he says, I like the community and interaction. I don't understand React and I don't want to learn it, but your interaction is just awesome. And then Sivaram says, same. I also just watch for the interaction. They're awesome. Sivaram is actually a Flutter developer.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah,
I actually want to get involved in Flutter. Yeah.
Yeah. And I told him to message me on Instagram, and he has. And I said, hey, Sivaram, make actual videos and send them to me of you speaking and everything, just like how we do it, of you building Flutter apps, because we can have you teaching Flutter on this platform.
Yeah, that'd be so dope. That'd be really fun. Awesome. So now we're going to add a border radius, height, and a margin top. So it's not so close to the last value. And I do save. And guys, a few people asking what important is, and it's basically going to override Material UI's default styles. That's why we need to have that. If we don't have that, it doesn't. Material UI takes precedent, and it looks the way that Material UI wants it to look.
Hey, we just broke over 10,000 views. We're actually at 12,000 views right now total for this stream. Nice. So thank you guys. Really appreciate you. And yeah, let's keep on going.
Thank you so much, guys. Amazing stuff. Right, so now what we're going to do. Also, Kazi, if you go ahead and click the tweet button, notice how there's like a really nice ripple effect. Right, so that's another big benefit.
Hold on. They can't see it, so I have to hide us. Boom. Oh, that looks clean. Look at that.
Yeah, so you get this, like, that's by default with Material UI, which if you was coding that naturally, I don't even know where you'd begin with coding that. Like, so just using the library gives you some perks like that, right? Which is awesome. Nice. So now what we're going to do is basically go ahead and create. I think we're actually done at this point with the sidebar. So awesome. Yeah, we're actually done with the sidebar.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, so we're done with the sidebar. So the next step is actually...
Hold on. We're done with the sidebar. Let's go.
Hey.
Gotta hit him with that. And now next up is what? So this is good. Whenever we get done, just let us know we're done with that. And then let's have a hard transition. Add in some boom, boom, boom. And then let's get clear on what we're going to be building next visually. And then we'll start coding it up. So what are we now going to work on?
We're working on the feed. We're going to actually, so I'm going to create both of these components, and then I'm going to basically handle the way that they're spaced inside of the screen. And then we're going to focus on, so the main thing right now is actually feed. Let's focus on the feed. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to add the feed in, guys, now. So the feed is that nice little place where all the posts on Twitter live.
Yep. Right? Beautiful. Awesome. Amanat says, I feel you. I could hit the thumbs up 1,000,000 times. And he goes, I'm actually going to do that. BuzzFeed Red says, amazing managing team. Nice community interaction. Yep. We're going to make sure we are trying to interact with almost every single person. And I am looking at all the comments. So if you guys see my eyes looking this way, I'm looking at your comments, reading them. Sometimes I'll even respond to a lot of them and then bring them up.
Yeah. Albert Dugba says, Sonny, I really love your coding style. It's dope. I'm really learning a lot. Thank you, dude. Really glad that I can provide some value with that. And yeah, keep watching. Nice.
Awesome.
Awesome. Let's carry on, guys. So we're going to go ahead and create the feed component. So eventually the goal is to basically just have it like this, where we have feed and it renders out that middle section. So I'm going to go ahead and create that file. Otherwise, it's going to scream at me for not working. So we're going to say feed.js. And we should pop into that file now. So feed.js, awesome. And I'm going to do rfce, and it should, yes, we have our snippets. Nice. And basically with the feed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and have, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of draft this out again, guys. So at the top of the feed, we kind of have this, we have a header, right? We have a header at the top of the feed. And then we have a tweet box. So that's basically where you can tweet something. And then we have a bunch of posts, right? So we have like a post, and then basically we have like however many posts are rendered out, right? So that's our layout for the feed. So at the top of the feed, just so that we can see everything's working now, let's go ahead and add a H2, and we're just going to say this is the home, right? So the home page. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go ahead and import this. So I'm going to say import import sidebar. So I'm going to change it to import, sorry, not home, feed. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and save this file, so it should pop in. There we go. And now you can see at the bottom it says home, right? And the reason why it's coming under there is because by default, this container, so what I mean by this container is this app container. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the hello clever programmers message. By default, this, I can get rid of that comment as well. By default, guys, the app container does something called display inline, which basically stacks things on top of each other, which is why the feed is appearing underneath it, right? But if we go ahead and go to app.css, and I go ahead and change this, so I go to the app, and I basically go ahead and do display flex. What this is going to do now is it's basically going to change the rules so that sidebar, feed, and anything else goes into a row. Right, so as soon as I hit save,
because over here sidebar is on the left and then feed is in the middle, whereas our feed was at the bottom. Now I'm actually starting to see it in being in a row.
Yeah, so now it's in a row, right? So we've got the sidebar, and then the feed is actually now to the right of the sidebar. Yeah, because now both components are in a row, right?
Oh, interesting. This is a row. It doesn't look like a row.
Yeah, it doesn't actually look like a row, but we've actually got two children there that are in a row.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to in a column. So, with that said now, what we're going to do is we are actually going to go ahead and add the following. So, right now, because we did that, we made it display flex. I want to go ahead and also, I forgot to do one thing on that sidebar. What I want to actually do is, or we could do it on the feed itself, actually. We could say... what should I do?
Hey, we just got a donation. Let's go, Abhishek, with a $1 or more donation. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate that. Awesome. So with sidebar, yeah, okay. So for the sidebar, I forgot to add one thing. So let's go ahead and add a border. So if we go to sidebar, I'm actually going to go ahead and say, so right now you guys can see we made the container for the app. Flex, right, which made it in a row. But I want to basically do a few rules here. So firstly, I would just want to give the sidebar a border right. So I'm going to go ahead and do the following. So I'm going to say border right, 1 pixel solid Twitter background color. So we're using this as our background color, which is like a gray. Right. As soon as I do that, you'll see that like.
Do you want to do something with this Twitter icon at the top?
Yeah, we'll style that as well. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
cool.
style that as well. Yeah. So we've got the. Yeah, we didn't start that one. Awesome, nice catch. So what we're gonna
drop
do
that
now,
in the comments below, actually.
Oh, awesome! Thank you guys. We've got keen eye. All right, so now we've got the. We're gonna go ahead. We added a border right, but basically, firstly, also want to make it so that because the app container, we said to it, become like a flex container, right? So we also want to say we want the sidebar to always use up 30% of the screen. So because that's like a nice equal share of the screen, and that's how Twitter kind of do it. So if I go ahead and add flex 0.3, that says use up 30% of the screen, right? At this point in time, it's already using up pretty much 30%, so we didn't see much difference. We also don't want it to shrink to a point where you can't see anything. So I'm going to go ahead and add a min width of 250 pixels, right? Which means that like don't shrink any more than 250 pixels, right? But we can go ahead and comment this out for now because we just wanted to sort of be as responsive as possible for now. But that's how you do that and stop it from shrinking anymore. And then I want to say I don't want it to touch the top of the screen, so I want to do margin top of 20 pixels. Margin top of 20 pixels. I'm going to say give it a little bit of padding on the left and right of 20 pixels, right? So padding on the left, let's give it 20 pixels, and padding on the right, 20 pixels. So it just looks a bit more cleaner. So padding left, padding right. There we go. And now if I save this, we actually go ahead and we have a perfect looking sort of sidebar, right? And I'm going to go ahead and style that tweet. So we saw the Twitter icon in over here. So if we go to sidebar, let's go ahead and open the sidebar Twitter icon. So in order to style this, guys, I need to give it a class name of sidebar Twitter icon. So I need to go ahead and give it a class name here. So sidebar Twitter icon like this. And for this, what I need to do is I need to go ahead and do the following. So I need to target it. So sidebar Twitter icon. And basically I'm going to give it the color. So the color of this, I want it to be blue. So I want it to be the color of Twitter. So we use our nice little variable here, which is always kind of handy to chuck in. Also, we remember any icon is actually a font, right? So if you guys didn't know, it's actually a font, any icon. So 30 pixels, if we do dash important, it's because exclamation mark important, it's because we're on an override Material UI's theme. If I save that, we'll see that it goes blue and it also becomes bigger. Now to push it in line with the rest of them, I'm going to add a margin left and a slight bit of margin underneath it. And if we save that now, it'll go perfectly in line. And we can see that there we go. There we have the finished product when it comes to the sidebar, right? So that's really nice to see. For app.css, jumping back now, what we're going to do is we're going to make the view height 100 view height. So if we go to height 100 VH, you'll see that border actually will now touch the bottom. So before I didn't have that, it wasn't actually touching the bottom. So if I go ahead and undo that, you see that where that border on the sidebar, it didn't actually touch the bottom. So I need to go ahead and add a height of 100 view height. So a height of 100 view height. And that will actually stretch that border to the bottom because it now lets the component use up the entire height of the screen. Okay. And also, you'll notice that if you go onto Twitter, so because you go onto Twitter and make it full screen, right? So make it full. Notice how there's actually a max width here, right? It's very, you might not be able to tell, but the screen is like, there's got a max width, so it's not stretching anymore. So you see, like it adds some padding to the left, it adds some padding to the right, or it's actually adding margin.
Whoa,
Simba,
we got 1,000. Wow, that is huge, Simba. Holy crap! Really appreciate. He gave us that's like $12 donation or $14 donation, and he said I have so many Udemy courses which are unfinished, mostly because the instructor gets boring eventually. But you guys teach more interactively, keep us entertained with jokes, and love Sunny's tricks.
Hey, love that, guys.
That just reminded me I gotta bring in my freaking GIFs. Hot.
Nice.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, dude. Awesome. Right. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to, so you see on the Twitter app, they have like a max width here, right? So they automatically add some margins as soon as it hits that max width. We want the same behavior inside of our app. So right now, because if you go to localhost and you make our localhost full screen, look what happens. You see, like we don't have any of that behavior, right? We don't have any of that behavior right now. So what we need to do is we need to go to app.css and add a max width of 1300 pixels, because that's what they use on Twitter. It's about 1300 pixels, which means that once it gets to a certain size, make it 1300 pixels. And then how do we center it, right? Because if you're making a max width, it's going to be kind of shoved to the left. So what we do is a trick to centering is you say margin left and margin right of auto. So it'll automatically center doing that. We're also going to add a little bit of padding.
I
So we're going
think
to say
another thing
0.
that's amazing about teaching it, being able to teach it to you guys live, is we can get instant feedback. So if there's something
Yeah,
confusing, we'll start seeing it in the chat and then instantly be able to handle it. If there's
yeah,
something that doesn't make sense or need more explanation, you can't do that if you're just recording a video. We won't be able to get that feedback from you guys. So that's why it's helpful when you guys drop in all those things on the side. Just like some person said, hey, your Twitter icon is unfinished. Boom, we just finished it up right away and explained it right away.
exactly. And also, really good comment from the greatest ever. He goes, Sunny, if my flex goes over a combined 100%, what happens and how can I check easily? Spent a lot of time on this today. So it's actually a lot of practice is going to help you sort of get over that issue. The more you kind of think about everything in sort of containers and abiding by flex rules, you'll get better at understanding how things are positioned. But remember, what he's talking about here, guys, is, for example, we just set a rule here for the sidebar. So if we go into sidebar, we said the sidebar should take up 0.3. And then eventually, for the feed, we're going to say it should take up 0.4, which adds up to 70%, 0.7.
Yeah.
And then we basically have 30% left to allocate to the widget. That's what he's saying. And that has to add up to 100%. Otherwise, the responsiveness doesn't add up, right? So you need to make sure that you do that.
Yeah, you basically got to get good at flexing. So that's an important thing.
I saw you lining it up. I could see. I was like, he's about to say something.
Nice. I like that understanding. Our understanding is getting jacked.
Nice. So for the sidebar, I'm going to basically go ahead and uncomment this out. So it has to have a min width of 250 pixels now, which allows us to sort of space it a little bit more. Actually, in this case, no, that's fine. If we then go ahead and make it full screen, Kazi, let's see that max width come into play now.
All right, let's go. Nice. I see that little. Did you achieve this from padding or margin?
So you use margin left, margin right of auto.
So margin left, boom. And then margin right, this is going to give padding here, like this much?
Yeah, because think about what it's trying to do. Margin left auto is saying, all right, add as much margin left as you possibly can.
Where did you
Margin
add this,
right
by the way? You added this right here, right? Padding.
No, in here, in app.css.
I gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So then both sides are adding as much margins as they possibly can, which basically naturally allows it to center.
Oh, wait. Let me actually see what you're talking about. Oh, nice. So you don't actually even have to define how much margin. You just said, hey, auto it. Damn,
yep. And
that's slick.
if you was to do, if you was to comment out margin right, you would then see it push over to the left.
Yeah. Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. That's dope. Okay.
Very handy trick when it comes to sort of positioning items. There's loads of tricks, guys, that you'll pick up, like when it comes to positioning and Flexbox. So it really does, really does help you out with that. So nice. So with that said, now we're going to carry on with the, what are we working on? Feed. Yeah, so we're going to work on the feed. So here we had the feed, and at the top we had this home, right? So it says home. Now, this doesn't look anything like the one they have on Twitter. So if we go ahead and open up Twitter, we'll see the end goal that we're trying to achieve. So, Kazi, let's open up Twitter.
Yep.
Yep. So at the top of the page, we see a home, right? And that home is left aligned, and it has this nice little square box around it, right?
What
So
square box? Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. And also, notice when you scroll down, notice how home sticks. Right, so it's going to stick as well. So that's going to be something we want to achieve here. So
okay, interesting.
Sticks, right? We haven't actually got that sparkling little thing on the right, but we actually do achieve the exact same design. I couldn't actually find an icon for that, but I mean, we could stick something there if we want.
Yep. Somebody gave a good suggestion. They said for the hashtag icon, you can actually use I like this, and then just put the hashtag in there and wrap it up with icon tag.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. I just wanted to provide a sort of a reusable component way, so that way most people would get it. Otherwise, you could definitely do that and have it. Yeah, Nice, awesome. Right, yeah. So Steve McCarty says, "Sunny, margin 0 auto does the same thing." Yes, it does. But you're also then setting a default margin of 0 to the top and bottom. If you don't want to do that, you avoid that. Otherwise, you're making sure that it's 0 on top and bottom.
Got it.
Okay. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is the feed. So the feed we have. So what I'm going to do is for that header, what I'm actually going to go ahead and say is give it in a little div. So surround it inside of a div and give that div a class name of feed header. So feed header, and basically go ahead and chuck this inside of that. Right. So now we have a div with this home. Right. So I'm going to open up the feed.css. So, oh, we don't actually have feed.css. I need to import it. So import feed.css. I need to create that file, otherwise React's going to cry and scream. So here we do feed.css. And we should snap into it now. There we go. And what I'm going to say here is I'm going to say for the feed. So remember we talked about the flex adding up to 100%. So here I'm going to say target the feed container and say flex of 0.4, right? So we're only using up 70% now, but it's still going to basically try and balance it out. So we're going to say flex of 0.4, and then we want to add a border right here. So we're going to add a border right of Twitter background 1 pixel solid, which is basically going to add a sort of gray background. We can't actually see that at the moment, but if I was to exaggerate this to basically show you guys what I'm added there, then I go ahead and do the following and make it like this, right? Then what you should be able to see is you see like you get that red, right? That red sort of big block is getting added, right?
Yeah.
So instead of that, what I'm trying to do now is basically just make it a Twitter background of 1 pixel. So that's what I'm added there. And then what I'm going to say is the min width should be a fitting content and overflow Y of scroll. And this is important here, guys. So the min width is basically going to say whatever it must fit the content. So whatever size the post is or anything that is inside of that container, it has to fit that as a minimum width. And then we're saying if it ever flows over, so to get that scrolling functionality, we're saying overflow Y, right? So that's very important here, and we'll go over that in a sec. What that sort of does. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and say for the header, so for that top section, right, I'm going to target it. So I'm going to say header, feed header, and I'm going to say firstly position should be sticky, and this gives us that sticky functionality where it sticks to the top. And in order to do that, all you need to do is say top 0, right?
Yep. Things
and then what you need to do exactly. And then you need to give a background color of white and a Z index of 100. And this is important. So you can use any value. You can use like 2, but I always do 100 so that you're just sure that it's on top. Z index is basically going to say no matter what, show this on top, right? Because it's got a high number. And then I'm going to give it a border of 1 pixel solid. And I'm going to use the background color. So again, you can see where the variables are coming into play, guys. Like it's just very easy to declare a consistent styling or theme when you're using this. And then I'm going to say give it a padding 15 pixels top and bottom, 20 pixels left and right, right?
Yeah.
If I save that, now we can actually go ahead and see we can see that it looks super small right now, right? You can't actually see what's going on there.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why that's happening is because we don't firstly I haven't saved it, I don't think. So if I go ahead and save it, okay, so the reason why that's happening, guys, is because we haven't actually gone ahead and firstly I need to save feed.js. That would be helpful. So let me save that. Yeah. So the reason why this is happening, guys, is because we've aligned 0.3 to the sidebar, 0.4 to the feed, and it doesn't know what to do with the rest of it. So it's kind of just like figuring out, it's like, should I use some space or should I not? So it kind of breaks our spacing. So to fix that, I'm going to add the final component here. And we're not going to build this component yet, but I'm going to say widgets.
Yep.
And I'm going to give this its spacing. So that way we know that it's just going to use up that space. So I'm going to create widgets.js.
Yeah.
Oops. So we're going to create that file. We'll snap into that now. RFCE. Boom. And I'm just going to add like a H2 saying this is widgets or something, right? So I'm just going to say widgets. And just for now. And then basically the bare minimum styling I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a CSS file. So I'm going to say widgets.css. Save that file.
Japraz asks, what does var Twitter background mean? That's a variable in CSS. So that's what we talked about. If you actually even rewind to the start of the video, we talk about it, but it's just a variable in CSS and you guys can actually use them now. Exactly. And by the way, guys, just keep in mind something important, right? Like a lot of it is you're going to learn through pattern recognition. So I know some of you guys are going, hey, this front end stuff is really confusing with the Flexbox and CSS. I got this for you. Like, if you guys are actually feeling a little bit like this, which sometimes happens to me with front end, that's completely okay. Just keep coming in, keep practicing, building up that pattern recognition, and you are going to be just fine.
Exactly. Love that. Nice. So we just created the widgets component, so I need to go ahead and import that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and do import widgets. Oh God, what happened there? Import widgets from widgets. There we go. And that will go ahead and do that. So we've got this now. And if I save it, what we're going to do is, just as a bare minimal styling to fix that issue we were having before, is I'm going to go ahead, firstly give this a class name so we can target it. I'm going to say class name equals widgets. And then I'm going to go to the CSS file for widgets, so widgets.css. I'm going to target that. And now it's going to use up the remainder. So it's going to say 0.3. Right? So now we should see. So if I save that file, so it should use up 0.3. So if we make the that bigger now, Kazi. So if we make our screen a little bit bigger.
Yep.
So now we should be able to see. So let's go ahead and figure out why that's happening. So app, we've said, has display flex, and yes. So we've got app.js is display flex, and then the feed and the widgets, feed.css is 0.4, and then our feed.css is 0.4. Yep. And then in the widgets, we've gone ahead and done flex of 0.3. Yep. And I need to save this file for it to maybe take effect. Right, nice. So now in the feed, oh, right, okay, sorry. That's why. Yeah, so remember, guys, we added in the feed, I done min width should be fit content. If I go ahead and save this now and get rid of this, it should actually go ahead and use up more of that room. But the reason why is basically because it hasn't got content to sort of fill it out, right? So this is fine for now, actually. It just looks like it's incorrect, but it's actually okay for now. Okay, so moving on. So we've got the feed, we've got the home. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and target the H2 here, and I'm going to say give it a bit more of a nicer text. So font size should be 20 and font weight should be 800. So as soon as I hit save on that, we should see that save. Is that actually making a difference? If I do background color, let's go ahead and do background color of like red, for example. So background color of red. Let's just see if that actually changes the text.
Save it.
Yeah, I did.
No.
I feel like is there some weird caching going on?
Yeah, let me hard refresh. So Command Shift R on your guys' Mac is hard refresh, just in case there's some caching. No, I don't really see any caching going on here, man.
So feed.css was saying okay. Okay, guys, this is where you have to be super careful, right? So I actually made a big mistake here. So no wonder why it wasn't making any changes is because the div here had the class name of feed. So this needs to be on the outside, and this div is going to have the class name of feed header. Right, and if I click save.
Yeah, that's somebody actually said that in the chat earlier.
Yeah. So you see that now it all sort of makes sense and everything's good. Okay.
Yep, there we go.
So Mel, nice.
Nice. Okay.
Nice. Awesome. So that's exactly what happened there, and that's why. And you see, there's like this nasty sort of scroll bar that's there, right? So if I go ahead and make this bigger now, so if I go ahead and do like ABC and I just like spam this so we can actually get some kind of like scrolling going on. So if I go ahead and save. So
nice.
We should see now scrollable. Right, but you see that nobody wants to see that scroll bar, right? It's really ugly. Nobody wants to see that. So there's a little trick you can do, and these are the lines of code that you need to add to get that trick working. You go to feed.css, and basically you add this. So you say feed WebKit scroll bar display none, and this will hide it for Chrome, Safari, and Opera. And then for this one, we can actually go ahead and add this inside of this feed up here, but we're just making it very clear for you guys. So we're going to say hide it for IE, Edge, and Firefox, and you basically add these lines of code. And basically what this will do is as soon as I hit save now, you keep the functionality of the scroll, but you hide the scroll bar. So now Kazi can still scroll. So if you scroll,
Yep, I'm
you can still
scrolling.
scroll, right? But it's just we don't have that ugly scroll bar, which is kind of important, right? So that's very, very important to get that sort of styling. So let's go ahead and now we can see that, and also the home stuck, which is good. So if I go ahead and save now, we can see, there we go. So we've got a nice little point now, and we've got that little home at the top looking the way it needs to look. So the next step, guys, is let's go ahead and create a tweet box, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a tweet box. So we can maybe actually add that as the sort of current activity. Kazi, we can add that as the current activity.
Oh
So
yeah, my
building
bad.
the tweets. Yeah.
Building tweets. Cool.
Yes, this one's going to be building the tweet box. So what we're going to do now is here, we're going to have a tweet box. And this is basically going to be that box that you can basically tweet from, right? It's going to have like some message and stuff like that inside of it. And then you basically has a tweet button. So I'm going to go ahead and create this. And it's going to freak out because we don't have a tweetbox component. So I'm going to go ahead and create one, tweetbox.js, and we should snap into the file now. And then it should say RFCE. Boom, we're inside a tweetbox. Then, as usual, guys, we need to import tweetbox.css. So I'm going to go ahead and do the following: import tweetbox.css. I need to create that file. So tweetbox.css. So I'm going to create that file. And then we actually should be all good to go. So now what I'm going to do, guys, is remember we stick by bem. So we need to add the class name of tweetbox. So tweetbox. There we go. And then what we're going to have inside of here, we're basically going to have the so we're going to have a very sort of more simplified version as compared to the one that you saw previously. We're going to have a input field which has like what's happening, and you can pretty much type a message. Under it, it's going to have like a link, like a chance for you to add an image tag, and then you can basically post it, and you can tweet that out to everyone. So because we want to have the enter functionality, so when you can type a message and hit enter, I'm going to do form. It's going to be surrounded inside of a form, and then I'm going to have a div. So first I'm going to have a div which is called tweetbox input. So tweetbox input like this. And in here I'm going to have the following. So I'm going to have tweetbox input, and then outside that div I'm going to have a button. So a button, and this button is going to be very simple. It's just going to have tweet, right? So I need to import this from Material UI. So I need to go up to the top and say import the avatar, the button from Material UI. And now the avatar, what is the avatar? So in this case, we're hard coding a user here. So we're gonna say get an avatar. And avatar is basically like that circle little image. And here we're using one from Kajabi, which is basically Kazi's the sort of clever programmer logo, right? So you guys can go ahead and see this right here. So this is actually
Which, by the way, I
quite a
think we're
long URL.
actually going through a possible change.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we're actually going to be rebranding Clever Programmer, and would love to actually get your guys' insight on that too at some point. And I'll share some stuff with you guys along the way in the upcoming videos.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Because then, yeah, we're gonna be changing that logo. But for now, this is the one that you guys are kind of used to. You see it all the time. This logo right here, guys. If we go ahead and click save, I need to get rid of the spacing. One sec. Boom, boom. You can add any image here, guys. So add one of yourselves, which is just a demo example. So we've got the input there, and then what I'm going to go ahead and do is add an input underneath it. So we've got the avatar and then an input, which with a placeholder of saying what's happening, right? So as soon as I click save now, it says tweetbox is not defined in feed because we haven't imported this. So let's go ahead and import that. So tweetbox, I need to do import tweetbox, import tweetbox from tweetbox. Yeah, there we go. Save. And now we should be able to see it comes in. So now we've got a bunch of things. We've got the Clever Programmer logo. we've got what's happening, and we've got a tweet. But we need to make that look like the one it looks like on Twitter, right? And we're also going to have something underneath that to make it even better. So we're going to have the input field of saying what's happening. And I also want to have like another input field maybe underneath it or somewhere else, which is basically just going to say like something like this. So this isn't on Twitter, but we're going to use it as a demonstration. We're going to say enter image URL, right? And this is going to be optional. And basically you can just put an image there, and we're going to use that image to basically push on a tweet if you add that in. So
Just
let's
wanted to
comment now.
share, just real quick, I wanted to share this with you guys as well. And let me know what you guys think about this new logo design that we're trying to come up with. So it's this design right over here. I'll try to pause it here a little bit, but we're not 100% on it yet, but we're working on it. So if you guys think this is cool or we're heading in the right direction, do let us know, because I want you guys behind the process, because whatever the next one is going to be is going to be pretty much permanent. So yeah.
Oh,
Super
awesome.
excited about that.
Yeah. Nice. Right. So with that said, oh, thank you, Luis Flores. You just donated $20. Wow. Thank you, dude.
Whoa. And didn't even say
That's
anything. What a
insane.
boss. Thank you so
Just
much.
silent. Yeah.
Damn, guys, I wanted to say a few things. We're at 16,000 views right now. So that is huge. Thank you guys so much for that. And then also in donations, we're at $77 for today. That
Whoa.
is huge. Thank you guys
That's
so
insane.
much.
Holy
Yeah.
crap. I didn't realize you were up that much.
No,
Damn.
I didn't realize that either.
Thank you,
Just
guys.
all added up. So thank you guys so much. Hugely appreciate that.
Yeah, really, really love that. Nice. Right, so we have the following right now, but obviously it looks really ugly. We want to make this look a lot better,
Oh, basically what he said, Louis Flores, what he said is he goes, let me actually pop that up on the screen as well.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, just finished a boot camp, and this is a great addition to my learning. Thank you. Boom. Beautiful.
Awesome. Nice. And guys, if you are interested in a boot camp, you've never been inside of a boot camp, or like you want to get involved in something like that, make sure you check out the link in the description and look at the course, because it's pretty much more than a boot camp could offer. So go ahead and look at that if you're interested.
Yeah.
Nice. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and style this. So we added the tweetbox.css file. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that over here. And the tweetbox.css file, now if I go ahead and grab some code. So basically, let's go ahead and make this look pretty. So the first thing we're going to do is target tweetbox. And I'm going to say add a padding bottom. So you guys are going to see this. And I love doing it like this because you're going to see it as we change it. So 10 pixels bottom. And then I'm going to add a border bottom, because in Twitter, they actually have a border underneath it, which is really nice. But basically, I'm going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to say border bottom and then padding right of 10 pixels. So if I save this, you can see we've got like a little bit of a padding there. Nice. And then I'm going to say for that form, I want to do display flex and flex direction column. And now what this is going to do is it's going to put the avatar and the input field on the same vertical axis. So now if I go ahead and do that, it should actually go ahead and it'll do display flex, flex direction column. So now we should see, oh, sorry, no, it's not going to do that. I got it mixed up. The tweetbox input, if I apply display flex to that, we will then have the avatar and the input field on the same line. What we just did before was actually setting the tweetbox, which was, if we look at tweetbox, we can see it put this child and this child. So the form, it actually put the form, it's at this, so this child here, so this one right here, and the button, it put that into a flex column structure, which is why tweet is taking up the entire width right now. All right, and then we basically got the avatar and the input field looking nice. The next step is I want the input field to take up the full width that it can, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to say target the input field, flex 1, so I want it to take up more room than the avatar. Give it a margin left so it's not touching the avatar, font size of 20 pixels, and a border of none. And as soon as I hit save on that, boom, look at that. Immediately, like, look at that change that it adds, guys. So like if I undo that, so if I go ahead and comment that out, this is what front end's all about. So if I go ahead and comment out, look how trashy that looks, right? That looks horrible, doesn't look very nice. As soon as I add this in, it suddenly becomes real. Like as soon as I add that in, boom, Like you suddenly get this nice, crisp user experience, right? Fifi.
You know me.
Awesome. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna target the
Bar.
button
I'll never
inside.
say foobar.
You know, Fubar used to confuse the crap out of me, dude. I used to be like, "What's going on?" Oh, Frank, dude.
Hey, Frank, fucking every time coming and swinging, Frank. Woo! Dude,
I
whenever
think
Frank
that just
enters the
pushed
house.
us over 100.
Hey, dude, we just got $102 total.
Thank you,
Frank
dude.
coming in hot with this $25 donation. He goes, these layouts keep getting better. So many tutorials have an ugly front end. This is exactly what a Twitter clone should look like. Let's go. Dude, my energy,
Nah.
even if my energy is low and I haven't had my coffee, Frank comes in swinging and I'm fucking at a 10. Just makes me happy, dude.
He does, dude. He just comes in and crushes.
Oh man, I
Oh,
love that.
man.
Broke
Love
$100.
that.
Thank you guys. That is huge. This is our 5th stream
Shit.
where you guys helped
Yeah,
us break $100. What the hell? That is crazy.
massive appreciation, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Swinging. Crazy, nice. Right, so guys, the next step what we're going to do now is we're going to target that button inside the form, so the tweet button, right? So instead of doing some complicated nesting, I'm going to just go ahead and give this a class name of tweetbox button. So I'm going to say tweetbox underscore tweet button. So tweet button. There you go. Oops. Tweet button. There we go. Nice. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically go ahead and do this. So tweetbox, tweet button. And I need to go ahead and give the following. So I want this to look like the Twitter button. So basically, I'm going to apply all of the same styles that we did to the previous button inside of the sidebar. So it's the exact same as before. Nothing different there, guys. So I'm going to add the same things in. But the only thing different is this margin left. So margin left I'm adding now. So margin left, the reason why I'm adding that is because we actually added a width of 80 pixels. So we actually added a width of 80 pixels here. So, and then what I'm going to do is, one sec, I'm just going to turn off my flux because, oh no, it's freezing my computer. Wait. Okay, ignore it. Anyway, so margin left right now, if I undo this, it basically pushes that tweet button to the right. So it looks like Twitter, right? We have it like that. Awesome. So there we go. And now I want to add in one more field, which is that enter image URL. So let's go ahead and save that now. And we should see enter image URL right there. So that's kind of ugly. I mean, I might actually change the look and feel of that. So we might have it underneath maybe. Let's go ahead and do it like that. And then let's go give it a class name. So, and let's just style that so it looks kind of clean. Let's go ahead and do input, and let's go ahead and give this one input image. Let's just call it image input like this. Right, and this one is basically going to be like for the demo purposes of when we start pushing this into the database, it's going to be used for that predominantly. So if I go ahead and do this, and now I want to basically say for this one, we don't want any border, so get rid of the border, so border none, save it, and we should see that. And we're going to say padding of, let's just give it 20 pixels of padding, 20 pixels of padding, there we go. And then we should see, boom, okay, nice. And let's go ahead and make this very subtle actually, do this, 10 pixels.
Everybody know that here is the GitHub repo for this. If you guys want to actually get access to it, the code, I just dropped it in the comments below, and I just put it in the description of the YouTube video. So it should be there if you guys go and check it out. But this will have access to all the code. You guys can actually click source, and then you'll be able to see everything that Sunny is building out right now. So for example, when we were building sidebar option, boom, all the code is here. When we're building out the CSS, all the code is right here. You see we're using var Twitter color. So either way, however you want to follow along, whatever is the easiest for you, you can go here. And then if you want access to this and you guys like this, make sure to click that star button and fork it, and then that'll allow you to actually code into it and make changes to it and make it essentially your own.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
definitely go ahead and do that, guys, because I know a lot of you guys might actually want to take this at your own pace. So a really good way of doing that is by following us on the GitHub. Oh, Vinayak Navani just donated £5. Thank you, dude. Don't
Ooh.
stop making these videos,
Hold on,
please.
let
I
me
learned
pop it up.
lots
Let
of
me
good
pop
things.
it up first and then speak to it. Okay, here we go. Go for it.
Nice. So he says, don't stop making these videos, please. I learned lots of good things from your videos, and you just make everything look so easy to develop. Love
Hey,
that. Thank you so
thank you.
much,
That
dude.
is
And
huge. That's like
yeah,
$8 almost donation. So thank you. We're up to $109 because of that, Vinayak. Thank you so much.
amazing. Massive. Nice. So now we have everything kind of looking quite sweet. We've got what's happening, optional enter an image URL, and then we've got a tweet button, which is really nice. Right? So we're going to do the functionality of things afterwards. So we're actually going to leave the tweet box there. So we've done that. And then the next step here is let's go ahead and create a post, right? So let's go ahead and create a post. Um, a post is going to be something which is going to be a lot more sort of customizable because we actually want to repeat it, have a lot more things up on the screen. So for now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and uncomment this. So we actually need to create a post. So Kazi, let's change the current activity to creating a post
Yep.
or creating the
Okay, so
post component,
are
right?
we done with the feed?
The tweet box, yeah.
Hey, okay, sweet guys. You know what happens when we're done with that. Let's just drop that thing in right there. Let's go. And
Right.
we're doing what, Sunny?
We are now creating the post component.
Post. Oh, okay. So add ability to make a Twitter post. You just speak too much like a developer, dude.
Whoa. Holy crap. We've got
Whoa!
Bushan.
We got Bushan coming in hot. We gotta go in order. So first come, first serve. Bushan coming in
Yeah.
hot with 500. That's about $7. Thank you so much. And he says niche technology developer during the day and watching React at night is fun. Keep up the good work. The best thing I liked is you never missed explain stuff, even if you have explained it in previous videos. I love that too because Sunny, even I notice when every single time we go into Firebase and you explain what it is, I love that. That
Yeah,
is huge.
we really do try and emphasize that. And if we do ever miss anything, guys, that's what we love about live streams. You guys can just shout us
Sunny,
out on
cover
it and
this
we go
one.
ahead and do it. Oh, this one's a big one, guys. So Sadir Mandava just dropped. Thank you so much for sharing the knowledge. Keep up the good work. $25, guys.
That is
Amazing.
huge.
Thank you so much.
We're at $140 in chat. Freaking
Holy.
guys, that is amazing. Thank you so much. We just broke 140.
That's
That is huge.
insane.
I think that's the most. That's the most we've ever
Yeah, I
done.
think that's the most. Yeah.
Wow.
Insane.
Freaking awesome.
Thank you so much. Love that. Right. So now, guys, we're going to create the post component, right? So the first thing I'm going to do now is do post.js. Post.js. There we go. And we should be in it. And I'm do RFCE. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is inside of here. So post. Let's talk about post for a second, right? So the first thing we need to do is kind of import a CSS file because we're going to have to style it. So just do post.css, get that out of the way, and create the file. So post.css. There we go. So now we go.
Hold on. Before you
also,
continue, hold on. I want to know 100%. What do you mean by that? So what does that mean? Like when I click tweet, it will post it?
yeah, no. So right now we're creating the post component first, and then we'll be doing the.
So what does that mean
the
when you say post
functionality.
component? That means this button right here?
No, so if you go ahead and open Twitter.
Okay, let me go ahead and open Twitter. Boom. Hey, Jennifer
Yeah.
Shahadi. She's so awesome. But go. What's up?
Nice. So you notice how all of these posts, right? So you see, like this is a post. You've got like
I got
post here.
it. This is the
Yeah, we're gonna-
component we're building.
Yeah, we're building
Okay.
that component.
All right, I'm
Right.
just gonna write
So
that
building
down
that-
right here. Post component. So okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that changes what I say at the top as well. So guys, it's not the add ability
Yeah.
to make a Twitter post. It's actually the post component.
Damn, the greatest ever donated again. He said, wanted to make my donation. Just pop that on the screen, dude.
Let me pop it on the
He
screen in
said-
just a second. Boom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Go for it, Sonny.
Nice. He says, wanted to make my donation worth $10 as well, lol. And that's all I currently have. I'm doing some things to make sure I can join PWA next week. Can't wait. Dude, honestly, the fact you donated anything,
Yeah.
we appreciate that so much. So
Seriously.
thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Seriously, that's awesome. Yeah, he donated multiple times. That's so great. But guys,
Yeah.
this is actually what we're building. And yeah, Sunny, every single time I'll keep either asking you, but I think that level of clarity is really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll just visualize exactly what we're building, and then we'll move forward.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Nice. So now what we're going to do is go on with the BEM convention. So I'm going to add the post class right here. Awesome. And then what we're going to do is, so let's think about a post, right? A post has a bunch of different props that it can receive. So it has a display name. So in this case, let's look at the one on the right. We've got Paco Sanchez, which is the display name. So display name right there. We've got the username. So the username is Paco Luis L. So the username is something different to the display name. We've got a verified, right? Verified because some users are verified. You get a nice little verified badge if you're verified. And then we've
Yeah.
also got things like a timestamp. So in this case, the timestamp is 3 hours or so
Like
forth.
here, Jennifer Shahadi is verified. So if you look at this little tick mark right here, I mean, I think everybody knows what that is, but just to visualize. Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll leave the timestamp now. We'll do that one afterwards. Let's do the text.
Oh, actually, let
So
me do it like this, Sunny. Let's do it like this. So I'm gonna draw a square around this, and let's just put every single thing that's gonna be a thing here. So then we can know.
okay,
So okay, so walk me
yeah.
through it. We got,
So
what do we got?
we've got the display name. So the ones that we're going to be doing for the post is display name.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the username,
Got it.
right? We've got if the user is verified or not. So if they have that little, like for example, Jennifer Shahadi at the bottom has a little blue tick, right? We're going to have a little blue badge icon if they're verified.
So let me
We've
put
got
display name. Boom. And then username is this one right here.
exactly,
Cool.
yeah. And we've
Verified
got
is that.
verified.
Yeah.
And then we've got the text. So the text is the message that's posted with alongside the post,
Yeah.
right? We've
Cool.
also got an image. Now can be a normal image or it can be a GIF or GIF, depending on how everyone says it.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
say
And
GIF.
then GIF. Yeah. And then we've got the avatar. So the avatar is, for example, it could be like Kazi's, like the Clever Program logo, or like anyone's their avatar, so their profile picture, right? So that's
Uh-huh.
going to be the avatar. So here we have a few different things, and what we're going to do is we're going to pass those in as props.
And is that
Right?
it?
So that's it. Yeah, that's the
That's
ones
what
that
we're
we're going to
gonna
be
build.
doing.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
awesome, guys. This is what we're gonna be building. And now, if I contrast this with what Sunny had on this side over here, you guys will now see all of those things. Sunny is writing them here. So you got the display name, username, verified, badge, text, image, avatar, all that good stuff.
Exactly. For the likes, the comments, and those things, we're just going to do the sort of user interface behind it.
Yeah.
But you can definitely go ahead. And guys, I recommend like when you actually go ahead and follow this tutorial out, go ahead and take it that step further and implement those things. Implement the numbers, implement the likes. That way you differentiate yourself from just everyone else who's building the clone. Right?
BEM styling is
So something-
amazing. Didn't know it till
Nice.
these streams, and I cannot get enough of it. Beautiful. I agree.
Nice. Honestly, that's how I used to like have this issue. I hated BEM when I first heard of it, and then I was like, why do we need this? And then now I live by it. So I can
I love
definitely
this one.
vouch for that.
Ashish says we want Crazy Frank and Crazy Kazi talking on the channel. It would be so fun to watch their energies together. Frank swinging in always makes me happy by the reaction Kazi and Sunny give. I love that. Yo, Saren coming in swinging. Let's go. Saren coming in.
Nice.
With $8 donation, he says, I have finished my boot camp recently. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. You guys are helping me polish my skills and learning new stuff at the same time. Oh man, that makes me happy.
That's
I'll
amazing.
cry on one of these streams
Love
one day.
that. Appreciate that, dude. Oh,
Thank
man.
you.
This is insane. I love the support they give.
Yeah.
Alright.
People
So
keep saying
now-
timestamp. People keep crying like are we gonna put anything with the timestamp where it says 13H?
So Yeah, so we could do timestamp. The reason why I've left timestamp out now is because I want to focus more on getting everything else built. With timestamps, we can kind of go into it. We can kind of there's ways of manipulating time using moment.js and all that stuff. But guys, for now, I just want to focus on a lot more of the value. In this case, it's going to be posting to a backend, doing all that stuff, and not messing too much around with timestamps.
Yo, check
We
this
did do
out, boy.
timestamp stuff in previous builds. Yeah.
Guys, thank you. This is the first time this has happened. We have officially hit over $150, or actually exactly $150 in chat revenue. So thank you guys so much. That's huge.
That's insane, dude. Oh my God. I remember, do you remember, Kazi, the first time we got a donation, we were like, yo, I think we're gonna hit $5.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I had never even hit over $3 since the 4 years of this channel. So like when we
yeah,
got like $3, $4, I almost fell off my chair, and I feel like I'll keep falling off my chair because every single time it's massive to me. It's just a massive vote of
yeah,
confidence from people. So it's huge.
definitely. Huge.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's carry on strong, guys. So we have the post, right? And what we're going to do now is we're going to sort of separate everything into containers. So like stick with me during this section because we have a few different containers that we're going to put in place and they all have a purpose
Michael is
because
like,
it kind
bring in moment.js. I know.
of
We'll think
yeah,
about it. We'll think about it.
we'll think about it. If we get enough time, then we can do it, right?
Yeah. See us in office
Nice. So
hours after the stream.
yeah, nice. So what we're going to do now is we actually are going to firstly create a div for the avatar. So this is where BEM comes in big, guys, right? So I'm going to make a div and I'm going to say post. And this one is going to be a container around the avatar, right? And there's the reasons why we're going to do all this stuff and it'll make sense at the end. So we're going to have an avatar here. So an avatar, so that's that little circle icon. And I'm going to use the one for Clever Programmer. So this is the same link we used earlier. So if you want to get that, you can go ahead and use the link we used earlier. So boom. If you guys are wondering how to get this, it's all in the GitHub that we pushed, so you guys have access to that.
Imran says, I'm building all the clones which you guys are launching every day. One day I will become a clone of Sunny and Kazi.
Hey, love that.
I didn't see
Nice.
that coming.
Yeah. Clone of
Love-
Sunny and Kazi. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so Amanat is like, let's hit 200. Nice.
Ooh.
Um,
Yeah.
So we hit the save button on that. So now we've got the avatar, which should pop in. Right now we're obviously not going to see anything. So what I'm going to actually go and do, so we can see this visually, let's open up and let's go ahead and pop a post in here right now. And then let's go and import it.
Yeah.
So do this, boom. And then that way we can actually visually see something, which is always nice. So save. Right, so with that said, now we should see that little avatar. Nice, okay? So the next step, guys, is we're going to create the body. And the reason why we're doing this is because we want the avatar on the left and then everything on the right. So we want that little gap. So I'm going to do here div.post body. So post body like this. And basically here, what we have is different sections to the body, right? So I'm going to have different sections inside the body. So the first section I'm going to have is a header, right? And inside of the header, we're going to have the sort of like the text, the sort of, if it said like Kazi said this or something like that, right? So here I'm going to have div.post header, right? And inside of the header, I'm going to have firstly, I'm going to have some header text, right? So I'm going to say div.header text, div.header, post header text, right? And then inside of here, I'm going to have a h3. And just for now, we will be swapping it out with the variables, but I just want to do it so that you guys can see it. So I'm going to say Rafe Kazi said, like, or in this case, Rafe Kazi, and then I'm going to span. The reason I'm spanning now is because I want to apply some styles in a sec to just this bit of text, right? So I'm going to say spam. And then I'm going to have a verified badge icon. So I'm just going to assume that he's verified in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and do verified.
Damn, am I? I don't even think I am, actually. Let's go to Twitter. But I should be at some point. No, unfortunately I'm not. But yeah. But put that badge icon next to me, you know? I've always wanted to see what that looks like.
Yeah, so now we'll have a verified badge. It's not the exact same one that we're using for Twitter. We're using Material UI's one as a sort of as a replacement for it. It's like a sort of shield verified icon, but it'll do the trick for this demo. So we have this, and then we'll say Clever Kazi. There we go. So boom. right? And obviously after this, I will
Oh,
swap this out
damn.
with.
Manan Shaw just said missed Man City versus Real Madrid for this awesome session. Dude, if I knew that, I
Oh,
might have missed this session. So thank you for being here. That's huge.
massive. Thank you guys.
Hey, Bushan coming in hot
Oh, nice.
with another $6 or $7
Rupee.
donation. And what did he say, Sonny?
It says, Rupee to dollars made my 3-digit donation to single digit. Let's
Hey,
make it double D. You guys are awesome. Loving the next gen, folks. No more interruptions. Carry on. Awesome.
love that. Thank you so much. And we love double D's. So let's keep going.
Right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna have another div under here. I just thought, never mind. So we have another div here of post. This is gonna be the header description.
Hmm.
Description. So you got, and here we're gonna have a p tag, and inside of here, I'm gonna put the following. So I'm gonna say p tag. And we're just going to say, I challenge you to build a Twitter clone with a React. So this is going to be a demo that we're going to have here. So like some dummy text, right? And then underneath that div, we're going to have... Oh, no. You know, when it starts, you can't stop. And then you got an image. And then here, I'm going to add an image. This is just a funny little GIF that I found earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in. Or GIF. I'm going to double line this so you guys can see that. So, boom. So you guys can see that and you guys can copy that. But remember, guys, you can actually go ahead and use the GitHub to go ahead and grab that. So as soon as I do that, you should
And
see a GIF
I'm following you, right, Sonny?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
And some of the code is
local.
running along, so I'm just going to show it to you guys right here. All right.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Double line it. Let's have the GitHub.
Oh, let's go.
Nice, right?
Damn, that is nice. But that is the ugliest verified badge you could. But I mean, you know, it's.
Yeah, I know. It's ugly. We'll make it look a bit better in a
Oh,
sec.
okay. As long as we can make it blue, you know, then it's fine.
Yeah. We're gonna style it, and it's gonna
All
look
right,
really
all
nice
right.
after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. So then underneath that image, we're
Lucas
gonna
says,
have,
just watched your Tinder clone yesterday. Amazing. I made a Tinder for cats with it. That is
oh,
awesome.
nice,
That is so cool.
awesome, nice.
Meow.
So now we're gonna have a div for underneath, and we're gonna have a post footer. Right. So this one be a post footer. Oops. Well, I've broken my emmet. So div post footer. There we go. And inside of here, I'm going to use 4 icons, right? So this is all from Material UI. We've got a chat bubble, a repeat icon, a favorite, and a publish, right? And this is all sort of ones that look similar to the ones that we had. And then I'm also adding the trait called font size small. That's built into Material UI, so that it gives us that option to do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to import those at the top. So I'm going to go up to the top of the file and boom, import those at the top. So save. And now we should be able to see. So if we save it, we should be able to see. Yeah, we can see the icons have popped in at the bottom, right? So that's really nice to see. And now what we're going to do is make all of this look nice, right? So we have added in all the sort of the selectors and everything. Now we're going to basically use CSS to make it look exactly as we want it, right? So let's go ahead and go to post.css. So post.css over here. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and change. Okay, so now what we're going to do, one sec.
Yo, damn, this is pretty sick. Check this out. So Amar Hussain says, hey, Kazi, after following your courses, especially those Django courses, I attempted to create a interactive web app if you want to see it. So check his web app out, dude. I actually went to it, and look at this. I had to log in, and it's actually a clone of Twitter.
Oh,
and
nice.
It's
and
fully
also has, like,
responsive.
GIF support. Oh, dope.
So let's actually test it. Oh, damn.
Oh, nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Guys, like send us this on Instagram. Tag me and Kazi, and we can see this stuff. Like, we love to see this.
Yo, if you guys like this, make sure you go ahead and like the video. This is awesome. I did your one from yesterday, bro.
But we should start
Switched it
having
up
a
on them.
competition of who can like slide it in the smoothest, right?
Yeah. That would be the best. Oh, this
Oh
week's
man.
smoothest slide in goes to
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, yesterday I dropped one, guys. If you didn't see it, go ahead and check out yesterday's video.
Sliding it in like
Nice.
this, bro. Check this out.
Go for it.
I'm sharing it on the screen. Sliding it in like,
Oh, right.
woo, let's go, bro. All right, let's get back to the coding.
Nice.
Enough of the jokes.
Right. So now what we're going to do is firstly, I'm going to go ahead and target that image, right? So that image right now is inside post body. So I'm going to go ahead and do post body, and I'm going to say border radius of 20 pixels. So firstly, you'll see it'll get like a rounded effect on that image. So if we go ahead and save it, it gives a rounded effect. But you see, it's like it's currently getting bigger than the screen right now, which we don't want, right? So I'm going to do width of 100%. So width of 100%. And that should give it a position which is going to be, it's going to be 100% relative of its container. It should be in this case. So if I go ahead and save that, it should actually fit inside of its size. So if we go ahead and make that smaller, I'm just wondering, did that, no, it didn't. Okay, that's because we've got flex applying. Okay, no problem. So we can do that. So we don't actually need that in here at this point. So you gotta take that out. So let's go ahead and do the function. So we made it sort of rounded in the corners, but the actual container itself, I want to do display flex. Right, so display flex. And then I'm going to do align items flex start. So that way they all center at the top. So align items flex start. And then I'm going to give it a border bottom and a padding at the bottom as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So following, there we go. Oops, my computer's getting a bit hot now. So let me go ahead and save this. It might be because I've got that GIF running for some reason. Yeah, and then I've saved it. I'm just going to use your screen as reference. Nice.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
there we go. Yeah, and then I'm going to use as the
Damn,
bottom. So
jacked.
next.
That is so
And now,
jacked.
and now and for the footer, what I'm going to do is you see all those icons, right? If I do display flex, justify content space between, and give it a little margin at the top, that will actually go ahead and spread them out evenly. So if I go
Yeah.
ahead and do that, it spreads them out evenly, which is really nice, right?
Yeah.
And then what we're going to go ahead and do for the badge. So I gave the badge a class name of post badge. So what I'm going to go ahead and do
Oh,
now.
nice. I see what you mean. Yeah, it's over spread across evenly. Looks nice.
Yes, it's
And so now you're gonna make the badge blue.
Yep. So that badge, I'm going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to say post badge.
Keep an eye on that, you bad boys. Hell am I doing?
Post badge font size of 14 pixels and a color, and I'm going to use the Twitter color variable to go ahead and make it the blue.
This
So
one
I'm
is
gonna
for the
save
boys. Check it out. Ooh, look at that. Your
Ding.
boy has been verified. Let's go.
Exactly. It gives it a nice little finishing touch there. For the header, sort of the special text, and that, and what I'm referring to there is where we spanned. Remember, we added a span, so I need to actually go ahead and add a class name there. So where we span some text, so where we had the username, so I actually went and added a class name here, post header special. And what I'm going to do there is basically whenever we have the username and that stuff, I just want to add a bit of styling there. So I'm going to go ahead and say, give it a font weight of 600, a smaller font size, and give it a gray color. And now we should see where it says Clever Kazi. That should change. I need to save both files. Now, as soon as that refreshes, you see Clever Kazi came a bit smaller, which is nice, right? For the header text, so I'm going to target, so I'm going to go into that container, target the header H3 and change the font size of 15 pixels with a margin bottom. You should see that I've changed as we did that. It made Rafe Kazi a bit smaller with a margin underneath it. And then we're also going to go ahead and add in for the description. So the header description, I'm going to give a margin bottom of 10 pixels and a font size of 15 pixels. So that will go ahead and change that. There we go. Nice. For the post body, I'm going to give it a flex. So I'm going to say display flex type of 1, which it knows to use up as much as it can. And then I'm going to say give it a padding of 10 pixels. So that's why it's also pushed the things across to the right. And then for the avatar, just so that right now it's super cramped now, right? So I'm just gonna give it a 20 pixel padding. So boom. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and give it 20 pixels of padding, and there you go. So now if we make that full screen, there you go.
Yep,
Full
right
screen.
there.
Yep. Nice. Check that out, guys. So that looks clean, right? So it looks starting to look a lot more like a post, right? So now if I go and do for the header footer margin top, did I do that? Yeah, margin top. Make that margin top a little more drastic, so 20 pixels maybe.
Yeah.
So we get a bit more spacing
But
there.
it's looking
Awesome.
clean
So,
now, bro.
yeah, so it's starting to get that nice sort of feel to it. Awesome. So with that said, now what we're going to be doing is moving to the, so imagine now, guys, like if I have the feed, right? If I go ahead and like basically add a bunch of posts now, right? So they're all going to be the same post because I haven't actually passed through any props yet, which we'll be doing later with the Firebase stuff. So now you can see, Kazi, if you open up the feed, so check this out. So boom, we got this nice little functionality, right?
Look at that.
So it's really clean, really, really nice layout. And you can see, guys, like very quickly you start to see an app, right? You can start to see a very functional app, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to touch base on the functionality side of things afterwards. But what we're going to do for now is actually go over to the widgets. So we actually just wrapped up on the feed, right? So we'll be coming back to the feed afterwards to sort of handle the functionality. For now, what we're going to do is move over to the widget. So an app.js, we have the last part, which is widgets, right? So let's go ahead and update the text. So on the screen now, what are we saying? Working on the widgets. Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
Nice. So dope. So then now what we're going to do inside of widgets, widgets is essentially that right side. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to do something pretty cool here. We're going to use a few different plugins to go ahead and make this look the way we want it. So at the
And
top,
that's the
what we're
thing.
gonna do is,
That's the thing that on this. Let me go to Twitter. Oh man, my computer's starting to freeze. Please don't die on me. Okay, this is all that. What's happening in who to follow section.
yeah, exactly. And in this case, we're going to be pulling using a special library called React Twitter Embed, right? So what I'm going to firstly do is actually go ahead and install that in the console. So let me see if I can see. So in the console, if you do Command J on the console.
Give me 1 second. I will do it right now. Boom. There we go.
Yep. And now what I'm going to do is npm. Oh, so you need to open up the third console. Oh no, wait. Is it the second one?
It's the second one.
Go for it. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. So now I'm going to do npm I. I'm basically going to do. Oh, I need access. 1 sec. I need. How do I request access for that? I do live share. It's not popping up, Kazi.
You need write access?
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
There you go. You're good.
npm I, and then I'm going to do React Twitter embed, right? So show the, yep, so there we go. npm I, React Twitter. So just do Command B so they can see it.
Yep, you got it. Boom.
Nice. So React Twitter embed, and we're going to install that, guys. And basically, that's going to give us 3 very handy. So there's a bunch of things it gives us. You guys can go ahead and check out the documentation on that library in npm. But we're going to use the Twitter timeline, the Twitter share button, and the Twitter tweet embed, just so that you guys can get a sort of feel for what it does, right? So we're going to come to that in a sec, and that's going to take a minute to just install. But before we do that, what I'm going to do is add the search field, right? So at the top, what I'm going to do is add the following. So a div which has the class name of widgets input. So here, div widgets input, and then I'm going to do this like this. So and then what we're going to do is have inside of that a search icon with the class name of search icon. And this is going to be pulled in from Material UI. So it's just going to be a search icon from the icon library. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab an input field which just says a placeholder of search Twitter, and its type is text. Right?
And
so
we're using React. Yeah, we're using React Twitter embed. So I've popped up Alexandro's comment on the screen, and he's showing you guys what to write to install it. npmi React Twitter embed.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. And now what we're going to do is we have that in place. And then I'm going to go ahead and say another one. I'm going to call this one the widgets widget container, because this is the one that's going to make use of all of the sort of fun, quirky, sort of that plugin, that React Twitter embed stuff. So
yeah, it's a
inside
super
of
fun
here,
and
guys,
quirky embed like this one over here.
yeah. That kid's lit. And then let's add a H2 which says what's happening. All right, so we saw that was in the original one. And then the first thing we're going to do, guys, is actually go ahead. So right now, what we might have to do, Kazi, is scroll to the right on the local host so we can see what's happening.
All right, and also I will put this down so you can have more view. And let's go to the local host. Oh, I see my fancy search functionality kicking in.
Yeah. What we might have to do now is make it possibly push this on the left side and have the code on the right, maybe. So because it's not going to show this part of the screen every time we just have the code on. You see what I mean?
I got you.
Something like that. Yeah.
I got you. Oh, snap, son.
Nice.
Snap City. Let's go. Awesome. I mean, I could have just scrolled it, bro. That would have been fine.
No, but now what happens is when it hot reloads, it's going to jump back. So you might actually have to make the window bigger and then sort of pop it. You see what I mean? Go into the left. So make the window bigger. And then,
I got you.
Nice.
Here we go. Damn, bro. Not only are we developers, but know how to use the computer too.
Yeah, problem solvers.
Hey.
Dope. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys the first example, which is called Twitter embed, right? So I'm going to do this Twitter embed right here. And basically this is a tweet from Kazi, and it's basically a tweet regarding, I think it was about Python. It was a Python post that you done quite a while back.
Damn.
So I'm going to go ahead and save that and check this out. So as soon as I do that, we should actually see on the left side now, see what's happening. And then in a second, it should pull through.
That looks
nice,
clean.
right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So we get that as the first thing. And the second one we're going to do, this is actually a timeline feed from Kazi's account. So you can actually go ahead and change this with your Twitter profile. If you go ahead and change this, the screen name, and then you can also pass in options here if you want to change the styling of it. So we're going to go ahead and add that one. So if we save that in now, that will actually show the latest tweets that are on Kazi's account. So there you go. That's a real live stream of tweets, what's happening right now. So you can see it's pulling in the tweets at the bottom. Awesome. And we also have this.
Steve is back. His video call. He had a meeting with his devs, and now he's like, the call is over. The devs are happy. Let's get back to it.
Nice. Awesome. So now we are going to do. I'm going to paste in the Twitter share button as well. So that one's kind of cool, and it's just like an example of what you can do with these sort of packages. So this one, if you click it, it will take you to facebook.com/cleverprogrammer, and then the text says React.js is autumn via Clever Kazi. So now, if you actually go ahead and scroll down, so if you go ahead and scroll, that's snapback. Yeah.
Fucking reaction speed. Can't spell reaction without React, bro. Let's go.
You see that Twitter share button? So if you scroll down on the right side now, so you see where it says what's happening on the actual local host 3000.
Yeah. Nice. That looks clean.
You see the little tweet button at the bottom?
They can't see it, so I'm gonna have to. Holy crap, man! I have to do some really weird stuff. Now it will be visible soon, hopefully. There. Now they should be able to see it.
So if you click that tweet button, that will take you to Twitter, and it will actually have a share post on it, and it will actually attach the parameters that we passed in. So it's really like clever sort of plugin.
Damn, I see it. And now everybody sees it too.
Awesome.
Dope.
Right? So that's just from that little simple line of code. And guys, this is an example of like using third-party libraries makes your life so much easier, and it's something that you guys should definitely go ahead and do. when you're coding. So with that said, let's go ahead and make this section really nice, right? So we went ahead and created a widgets.css. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the following. So I'm going to open up my widgets.css. If my computer decides to breathe.
We
Let's
got
see.
a
So
comment by
computer,
Epic Zeus. Epic Zeus is back in the house. And
nice.
Epic Zeus says, I want to join Profit with JavaScript training. Only thing that is keeping me away is the thought that are the training modules as interactive like these live videos. What do you say, Sunny?
Yeah, so my advice here, guys, is the way I teach it, or the way I sort of tell students is you should always have kind of a split, right? You should always have like a sort of an area where you can go at your own pace. And that's what we really built the training modules for. You can take those training modules, go through the fundamentals at your own pace, which is really important, right? And then you have a third of your time with like, when, for example, with us and on the live coaching calls on
Yep.
Profit with JavaScript. Yeah, so we have those, and that's where you really get pushed intensely, right? So it really like we take you to that sort of uncomfortable stage, and then you also have like the other side where it's basically you start teaching other people. So we teach you all
Yep.
of this in the course, but that's the main purpose of the modules. Yeah.
To answer your question, it's even more interactive because you're on a Zoom call, so Sunny can actually see you. We have you turn your video on as well. Sunny and Nas, all those calls, so then you can actually speak back to us. Like right now, there's massive engagement, right? We're sharing your comments. Imagine if you're in our face, we'll be like, hey, Epic Zeus, or whatever your real name is, like, did you get this thing done? Show me your code. That's why it doesn't work. This is why it's wrong. This is what you can do to make it. You know what I mean? Like, it's very just boom, boom, boom. So
yeah, and we do like we really aggressively do call out students, and we make sure everyone's progressing. So something to definitely bear in mind if you're on the fence of joining. Nice. So what we're going to do now is target the
and I
input
love what
field. So
Vivek says, by the way. So Vivek says, Epic Zeus is really good, to be honest. I've recently joined the course. It motivates you to learn coding. I will give 5 stars to the course.
amazing. Love
Beautiful,
that.
brother.
Thank you so much, Vivek.
Yeah.
Glad you're enjoying it, and I'll see you on the coaching call. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Let's go. So now what we got is so widgets input. So I'm going to do display flex on the input. So this should actually go ahead, and I'm going to align item center, give it a background color of the Twitter background, which is like a gray. Padding, I'm going to pop it on, and then you guys, I'll explain it as we see it. So I added on a bunch of styling, some margin, some border radius, etc. So now you'll see at the top, the search has changed, right? But the input field's broken.
Hey, Epic Zeus. I'm sorry, bro. I know you want to keep coding, but I'm sorry. And to everybody else who's watching, but this is too awesome. Epic Zeus says joining tomorrow. Let's go.
Hey, let's go, dude.
Well, as soon as you join, we see it actually come through, and we get on calls with a lot of the people who join. We get on a call with every single person that actually joins. So if that happens, we're going to give you a shout out, and you're welcome to jump on the Skype call with us or the live stream with us tomorrow too.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely do that. And if you join, like jump into the coaching call and tell me your tag is Epic Zeus, and we'll have a chat. Nice. Awesome. Leroy says, if Sunny was my JavaScript in my college, I would be studying React 9 to 5. I love that. Thank you, dude. So I'm going to go ahead and add. So I'm going to target the input field, and I'm going to say give a border none and give the background color to be Twitter background color as well. So if I save this, you'll see now that it blends in with that. So so we get that uniform sort of look. And for the search icon,
just one shout out for everybody who wants to join Profit with JavaScript. This is not a marketing tactic. We are the subscription plan. We're probably actually going to move away from it pretty soon. So probably in the next 2 weeks or less, it's going to be gone. And the only plan that's going to be there is going to be the one-time full price, and it's going to be somewhere like 500 to higher than that. So just something for you to be aware of. If you're curious about it, you can get it at still a really good deal.
Yeah, exactly. Like guys, like if you're paying the current price now per month, it's actually going to be easier for you guys to pay that as opposed to what it's going to become in the next 2 weeks. So definitely go ahead, and if you're on the fence, consider joining now. And you'll keep hold of that price, by the way, if you join now. It won't change for you if you join.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what we're going to do now is also go ahead and style the search icon. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So boom, search icon. And that turns the search icon color gray. And then what I'm going to do is actually target the widgets container, right? So that container that holds everything that we have inside of it. I'm going to go ahead and do widgets container, and I'm going to do the following. So margin top 15 pixels, left 20 pixels, padding around the entire inside 20 pixels, background color of this off gray. So it's not the typical Twitter gray, otherwise I would have used the variable, and the border radius of 20. Now check this out. Kazi, if you open up the left screen so I can just see it a bit more.
Yep, right here. You got it.
As soon as I hit save now, look at that container where it says what's happening, and boom, there you go. Gets a lot more of a nicer UI to it, right?
Yeah.
And the final thing there, guys, to really wrap up that widget section is to target the what's happening text. So I'm going to say font size of 18 pixels, font weight of 800, so it's slightly bolder. And as soon as I do that, there we go. It's much nicer, much smaller, and that wraps up the widgets section. So that's a really nice way to end the widget section. So this is exciting right now. So we've actually got to a really cool point. So we've showed you guys. So let's go ahead and show them the app right now, Kazi, on full screen. We don't need to do this weird sort of left side stuff anymore.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so that's actually
that's like...
so the app looks clean right now. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Hey guys, if you like how this app is looking and you like the app, then go ahead and like the video. That would be awesome. Thank you guys.
Smash that thumbs up button, guys. And if you're still here as well, amazing. How many views are we on right now?
We are at right now. Oh, snap-a-doodle. We just broke 20,000 views. Let's go.
Hey, nice. I was wondering, I was like, yeah, I'm sure we must have cracked it by now. Yeah.
And
Nice.
we got the greatest ever saying, it's amazing how long one can code when they have such amazing interfaces. My apps are looking incredible. And lol, today I worked on them for 8+ hours again and still had great fun, which was shocking.
Do you know what? I love that so much because the fact we're helping people motivate for like 8 hour coding sprees is so nice to hear. Like really, really cool to hear that. So I love that.
I feel like, and just us sitting here coding for like 4 hours or 6 hours straight, I think it's also like developing that muscle in a lot of people who are watching, that it's okay. Like, look, we're here doing it. You can be doing it for 6 to 10 hours a day, no problem. Because I think that's actually one of the biggest advantages I feel like I had in coding. I could just sit there for 15 hours a day. So it doesn't matter even if I'm like dumb and it takes me 6 hours just to even get started. But by the time that I get started, between 6 hours and the 15-hour mark, I just fly.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. And I think you're right. Like it helps build that confidence with a lot of people when it comes to those longer hour sessions, because we're doing it right here in front of you guys. So we're not just saying that we code for 10 hours. We're literally doing it here with you guys. Yeah.
David says, please, what's the duration of the entire Profit JavaScript program? Guys, it's the training material that should last you 3 months, okay? And so 3 months of training is going to get you where you need to go, and you're going to start being able to earn an income if you put in the work. After the 3 months, the program will still continue for you because we're going to be giving you the live coaching calls ongoing for the whole year.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, like, once you're done with the material, the training is ongoing. So you have those coaching calls available every single week to really keep check of your skills and keep like progressing.
And another really important thing, you guys, this is going to be huge. We're super excited for it. But the channel right now is at 692,000 subscribers because of you guys. So thank you so much. And our growth has never been more than now, ever before. And if you guys look, our subs are actually going crazy. So we were at 2K, 1K. And then over the last few days since we've been streaming, like the growth has been amazing. And you guys are just coming in with your full support. And I think today we're already at 4K. This just hasn't updated yet. But
nice.
Help us get to the 5K a day mark. We really want to grow this channel and make sure it's in front of as many people as possible so they can become better developers, get job promotions, so you can then, quit out of your current like Uber maybe and actually get a job as a full stack React developer or a JavaScript developer, whatever it may be. But help subscribe to the channel so that it keeps going out in front of more people.
Exactly. Massive. Like guys, when we hit 650, we were like over the moon, and like the growth from 650 to nearly 700 is insane. So like
Yeah.
want to keep it going. Yeah.
I think at this rate, I mean, I feel like it might be 2 days away, right? Or 1.5 day away from hitting 700K subs, which is like, what the
Yeah.
hell? It's just
Yeah, I think
crazy.
literally, yeah, within 2 days I think we'll hit that. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you guys.
So guys, we just created the sort of front end, and but now remember I said we're gonna go back to that functionality on the posts, right? And we're gonna
Yeah.
get to the juicy stuff right now. So if you guys are excited for Firebase and seeing how we use Firebase, smash the thumbs up button if you haven't already, and let us know in the comment section. So let's kind of pump the energy back up because we're
Yep.
about to show you guys some really cool stuff with Firebase right now, and some cool
Hey,
stuff. All
are you
right.
guys ready? And are we done with the? We're done with the widgets, right?
Widgets. Yeah, we are done with the
Hey,
big widgets. Nice.
awesome. Got the little thing going, and now what are we working on, Sunny?
So now we are working on actually getting the
Database
uh
or
yeah. So now
deploying?
we're actually going to get the database, and we're basically going to be setting up setting up the database. Yeah.
All right, so add real-time database with Firebase. Beautiful. We got that at the top. Let's get
Yep.
rocking and rolling. So I'm in my Twitter clone, and what's next? I got to hit. If you guys
So
haven't done this step yet, guys, make sure you go to firebase.com, go to the console, and then create a new app. We just called it Twitter clone. Now, once we're in here, we're
exactly.
going to hit this web button, and I'm going to go Twitter
Yep.
clone. Also set up Firebase hosting. Bada bam, bada boom. Register app.
So and once
Heretic
we've done this,
says,
guys. Yep.
you guys are amazing. I'm going to buy your course. Beautiful. Would love to see you inside the
Amazing.
program.
Love to see you inside, dude.
All right. Here we go. Next. Make sure you guys
I think somebody
install.
just joined actually.
Really?
Yeah, somebody just I just got something come through. It might be delayed, but it'll come through in a sec.
What's the name?
Da, da, da. Let me see. It doesn't tell me yet. So it doesn't tell me. I just got an email that pinged through. So we should get
Okay.
it while we're on the stream. The name.
Damn. Nice. Okay. All right. We're just
Yeah.
waiting for them to make their username, And then as soon as their username
Oh
is
yeah.
made, it'll send us. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Firebase. Wait. What happened? Next. Cool. Guys, make sure you use this and install Firebase tools. We're not going to do this command because we already have it installed. And then just the three
Exactly.
commands are going to be useful later on. And now I'm going to continue to console. Now, what are we doing, Sunny? Are we going to project settings?
Yes. Project
Dope.
settings, and we need
And
to
we're going to go.
grab the config.
Cool. So we got a web
So
app at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this config. And now I'm going to put this on this side. Guys, go here. Bada bam, bada boom. Create is firebase.js. Okay.
yep.
Firebase.js. And pop in all your config stuff right in here. And then what's next, Sunny?
Exactly. So that's the next step, guys. And then what we're going to do is open up the terminal. And what we need to do now is actually pull in Firebase into our project. So we do npm I Firebase.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Yep.
My bad. Hold on.
Oh,
That's not
oops.
going to work.
Yep.
I got overzealous and
So
started typing it in.
npm I Firebase. Oh god, damn it! Oops, that's not gonna work either. Let me go ahead. On that, let me do Control Z. There we go. npm I Firebase. There we go. Dope. So once we do that, guys, it's gonna pull in all of the stuff. So while that's actually loading, we can actually go ahead and carry on. So let's go and find that Firebase file that Kazi created. Awesome. And what we're going to do is we're going to import Firebase from Firebase at the top of that file. So I'm going to go to the top and I'm going to say import Firebase from Firebase. And then underneath, what I'm going to say is, basically, this is very powerful, guys. We've done this in the previous tutorials as well. But just to show you guys how easy it is to connect everything together, Kazi, you want to scroll down a little bit so we can see the...
Yeah, they're right there.
Let's
Boom.
actually, we can do Command J. We can actually
Cool.
close the...
Let's
yeah.
do it. Yep. Boom. So
Nice.
Firebase app, Firebase initialize app, and Firebase config. So that's the Firebase config right there. Boom. Now this is pretty much our like portable database. Okay, we're just gonna put it in our pocket, and then any other file that we go to app.js or anything else, we can actually just use this Firebase app So we can just use that database variable, and then we'll have access to it. Boom, right there. So that DB,
Yeah.
we're just carrying it in our pocket. This is how I think of it. And then boom, you just use it anywhere else.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, Frank joined. Frank Ramos. Nice.
Hey, Frank Ramos just joined. I don't know if it's our Frank, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, it's our Frank now because they're in profit. They're one of us.
Exactly. Welcome to the team, dude. Awesome.
Hey, Frank
that.
Ramos. Yeah.
Nice. Right. So we have the widget container. Oh yeah, sorry, what am I looking at? Yeah. So here, guys, we've got the DB, right? So we initialized the app, and basically what we did there is we basically connected Firebase to the backend. So very, very simple stuff. Very, very simple because of Firebase, right? And then exporting it allows us to basically go into any file and pull the database in, right? So that's what we're going to basically go ahead and do.
Oh, thank you so much, Ritik, for the donation, and also Otaniel Cortez for a $4 donation. That is beautiful.
No,
we are at 161.
Frank.
It is our Frank. Hey, let's go.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Frank just goes, just join Profit with JavaScript. Yo, Frank, just coming in, swinging nonstop. I love it. That is the energy we need.
Can't wait to see you in the coaching calls, dude.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Nice. Right. So now we have access to the DB, right? So it's literally as simple as that, guys, right? So we have access to the DB. So now we need to go back to Firebase, and we need to go ahead and set up the database, Kazi.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead. What do you mean? Okay, all right, I got you. Don't worry. I was just looking at chat messages. All right. Because the greatest ever just goes, Frank, I'm going to be joining you soon, buddy. So that's pretty awesome. All right. So now, guys, make sure you click database on the left-hand side here. Here, Cloud Firestore, real-time updates, powerful queries, and automatic scaling. Just hit create database right there. Make sure you start in test mode. Hit next. Leave that default. Hit done.
Yeah.
Wait for it. And then as soon as this is done, we can actually start using a real-time database. And you guys will see how easy that thing is. That thing is freaking sick. Ankit Sharma says, best channel for React.
Nice. We love that, dude. Awesome. Right. So what we're going to do now, line guys, 14. Is I'm just going to go ahead. And we need to do a bit
here is the line 14. He says, can you show us line 14? Can't see it. Here it is. Okay, I'm showing it a lot, so you guys can just pause it, rewind, DJ with it, but it's there.
Nice.
Dope.
Awesome. So what we're going to do now...
Go for it.
Yeah, so before we actually mess around with the database anymore, we need to do a little bit of refactoring. So we actually had the post, right? The post was using like the display name, username, verified text, image, avatar, right? But we hard-coded those values. So Kazi, let's go ahead and pop open the code.
Okay, so these are hard-coded, right? This is what you're talking about?
Yes. We
want to be pulling it from our own database.
Yeah, we want to do that, but first we need to actually be able to pass through the props, right?
Got
so
it.
We need to show let's show the code for a sec.
Yeah.
So we have the post, right? So you need to follow me, I think.
Yep. Boom, right there.
There we go. So now, guys, we see we've got the display name, user, all this stuff as props, right? And what we're going to do now is inside of our feed, you see we're just rendering out the same post every time, right? Now, what we want to do instead is I can remove these comments. What we'll do instead now is I want to go ahead and pass through the props. So you can see we've got a bunch of props here. So in this case, let's go ahead and say display name. So display name equals, in this case, let's do Sunny Sanga. And then let's do username. Username equals, let's just do my Instagram, so SSS Sanga, and then let's just do verified. So I don't even have a verification, but we'll be like, let's call myself verified. Text in this case let's just say, yo, it's working. So let me go ahead and drop this so it's easy to see.
So what is this verified? Verified is equal to verified. Is that what that is?
No, that if you do a Boolean,
it's
that's
true,
basically
right?
saying
I got it.
Right, true. Yeah. So here we can say, yo, it's working, right? And then I'm going to basically have, for the avatar, what I'm going to do is just keep the same Clever Programmer one. So I'm going to say avatar. Let's just do avatar equals the Clever Programmer one. And then I'm going to say for the image, we're going to go ahead and use the one that we used before, so that GIF. So image equals that same GIF that we used before, right? So it's going to be that I choose you GIF, that one. Okay, so awesome. Now here we basically pass in a bunch of props, but inside of our post, we need to actually change our code so that it uses them, right? So now what we can do is for the source here, rather than actually hard coding this value, we can actually go here and do the following. We can say this should be the avatar, right?
Yeah.
Then we can say instead of Rafe Kazi here, I'm going to say display name. Instead of at Clever Kazi, I'm going to say at username. Yep.
Oh,
Instead
nice.
of text here, I'm going to say at text.
Ah,
So I'm going to
okay.
say, and then the image. So you can see, guys, now we're just feeding through the props, right? So it's very simple. We're just feeding through the props. And also for the verified, all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a condition now. So I'm going to say if you're verified, only then do we show it. So I'm going to say if you're verified. So if so verified and that's how we do it. That's how we say if you're verified, then show the verified badge. Otherwise, don't show it.
Nice.
So now we're using all of our props. And now if I go ahead and remove if I remove these old posts now, we should see now if I save it and I save the post.js, so I need to save both post.js and feed.js. And we should see, look, Sunny Sanga, yo, it's working. Nice.
Oh, I see. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Where is that coming from?
So that's coming through the props now. So you see, like, it
I
says on
got
the
it.
left
It's
side
coming
on
through the
feed,
props. Okay, I see. But not the database yet. Okay, got it. It's coming
not
from
the
props.
database yet, right? So now what we want is we basically, that was the first step, right? Refactor it so we can pass in props. Now, instead of passing these values in here, I want to basically have it so that it pulls from the database and it doesn't just pull one post. It could pull like 50, 100, whatever it does, and it just renders them out, right? So we're going to show you just how simple that is to do that right now, guys. So get ready for what we're about to show you. So next page, we need a piece of state, right, to keep track of the posts. So what we're going to do is we're going to use state. So inside of this is how you basically write variables inside of React. So here I'm going to say
Sunny, I'm going to take
posts.
on one question. I think it's
Yep.
helpful for more advanced developers who are watching this channel. So Daniel Soliado says, hey, I have one more question. Would I be able to integrate payment to a website with just React and without backend code? Or would I need to use something like Node.js/Cloud Functions? So if you guys want to integrate payments and things like that, you will need backend code. You will need server-side functionality. But instead of using Node.js, which is something that is super amazing that you can do, is use Firebase's Cloud Functions. So you just use Google Cloud Functions, and that'll give you the full pure backend functionality you're looking for. And the code is super simple when you're using Firebase.
Exactly. Yeah. So you will need some backend to that, and you can use Firebase's Cloud Functions, as Kazi said. We've actually done that, so it's proof that it works. Definitely go ahead and check that out. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So now what we're going to do is, so we've got const posts, which is the name of the variable. Then we write set, whatever the variable is called, so set posts in this case. And then we need to initialize it. So we say use state, which is something called a hook. And this is basically preparing the variable. And we're going to say that the default value should be an empty array. Now to use this, we need to go ahead and do this. So we need to say, firstly, get rid of that. We need to import it. So I need to say import it from React, the use state. Right, nice. And then save prettier makes it look nice. And then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna, so I want this to be our posts, right? But what we're gonna do now is, so let's go over to Firebase. Right, so
Here?
yeah, let's go over to Firebase now. So guys, in Firebase, in the database, you have a collection, right? So in this case, what is the collection gonna be? It's gonna be posts, right? So in this case, let's go ahead and create a collection called posts.
Yep.
And then Kazi, what's happening here?
And now, guys, inside of a post, there are going to be like multiple other data points that are going to go in there. So it's like, what does a post have? So in this case, our post has a username. Our post this is a username right here, right? Our
Yeah, so just use the props as your reference.
Right. You can use the props as a reference. Exactly.
Yep. So in this case, because remember your props, it has to match your props, the keys of your props.
Boom.
Nice. So in this case, let's go ahead and
Boom.
we can maybe change the value. Yeah, nice, awesome.
Boom.
So each document, you have a collection, and then you have documents inside the collection, and each document in this case is going to resemble a post.
Now,
Right?
display name is going to be string. Username is going to be a string. This is going to be a boolean because true or false. By right now, we're just going to set it to be false. True, I mean. And then username, I'm going to pop that in. Display name, we're going to pop that in. And then what else do we need here? So we need, this is just going to be a string.
So let's just say, yo, it's pulling from Firebase or something. So that way we know it's coming from Firebase. Nice.
There we go. All right, avatar, this is going to be just a string. And we're going to pop this in right there. And then for the image, this is also going to be a string. And we're going to pop this in right over here. Cool. And awesome. If I paste this, this is the image. So you guys are going to see that. Or sorry, that's the avatar. And then this is going to be the image that you guys are going to see.
Yeah.
Dope. So this is good. I'm going to hit save. And now we have created a document. So posts at the highest level, you guys, at the highest level, we got posts. Posts inside of it, right? That's a collection. Inside of it, you got documents. So, you know, we got now one post. We'll have multiple posts inside of our post collection.
Exactly. Yeah. If we make it full screen, I think the Firebase UI is a little bit easier to see.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So you've got a post, and then you got the documents inside the post.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they got data inside each document.
Exactly. Yeah. So really nice. And now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to basically do the magic, which is going to connect. So we already done the config, which allowed us to connect to the database. But now we're going to basically set up a listener, which is going to be listening to that exact collection posts. And anytime a document is added or whatever is in there currently, we want a real-time listener, which is going to update the posts in our state, so inside of our React app. And then that way, we're going to render it out afterwards. And it's always going to be real-time connected to our database, right? So let's go back to the code.
Yeah.
Nice. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do a use effect. So a use effect basically is a piece of code that runs based on a given condition, right? And in this case, the condition, if we put empty brackets, basically says run when the feed component loads. So run any code that's inside of here. So run any of this code whenever the feed component loads, and don't run it again after, right? But if I was to put something like a name variable or anything in here, like name, age, run it when the feed component loads, as well as when name variable changes or the age variable changes. So it's a very powerful block of code, a use effect, right? And we need to import it as well. So at the top we can say use effect. And then here we do some very, very powerful stuff now. So firstly, we need to import the DB from our local Firebase file. So we need to say import DB from local Firebase file. So not the module Firebase, but the local file. And then what we're going to say is db dot collection, right? So we're going to go to that collection, and the one that we created was called posts inside of the collection, inside of the database. And we're going to say on snapshot. So this is super powerful right now, on snapshot. And we say snapshot. Basically, this gives us back a snapshot of the database. So imagine we just took a picture of the database, right? So it's listening, and anytime that data changes or deletes or anything, it basically grabs a snapshot and gives it to you. So this piece of code that I'm about to write fires off. And here, what we're doing is we're saying set the post, so set the variable inside of React. So set this variable right here to the value inside of here. So if I set this, it'll be empty, but we don't want it to use that. We want to use the snapshot, so the actual database documents. So we're going to say go and get all the docs that came back in that snapshot, and then map through it and say for every single doc, map and get me the doc data. So the doc data is all of those fields that Kazi added. So the display name, the avatar, the image, the text, all of that stuff. And what this will do is this will give you an array of all of the posts inside of the database, right? So all of the data, it will be basically bubbled up into an array. We set that as our posts. So in this case now,
So
what I can
guys,
then
just
do.
to visually show you guys, because I think this is the part which is gets the most confusing. So first,
Yep.
okay, just think about it super simply. Collection, posts. Here I'm accessing posts. So this line over here gets me access to this guy here, posts. Okay. Then when I do snapshot docs.map and this doc over here, it allows me to loop through each document. So first I'm looping through this document. Then if I had another post, it would allow me to loop through that post as well. So imagine I had, one more post there. If I had a third post, like maybe a post here by Barack Obama, here I have a post by, I don't know, Kim Kardashian, that doc will give you access to each of them. Okay. And then the last part of this thing is the doc.data. When you do .data, this will actually get you access to this entire object. Okay.
Yeah.
So the data will contain all of those things. So then later you can do things like, dot avatar and it'll get you this one, or dot display name and you'll get access to this one. So I think this one line is oftentimes the most confusing to most people, but basically what it's allowing you to do in simple terms is just get access to every single post and all of their data.
Exactly. So super important point there. And I think Kazi explains it really well when he does that. So literally, guys, what that's doing is, it's mapping to our state inside of our app. And that means that posts...
The greatest ever is saying, so people were asking, hey, is Profit with React also inside of this? Guys, so Profit with JavaScript will contain a lot of React stuff in there too. And we're going to keep on adding things even if they're not there right now. That's our long-term vision with Sunny and I. That's why Sunny joined the team, so he can actually bring in a lot of React to Clever Programmer. So greatest ever says, should one wait for them to be added because I really love React stuff but want to get in ASAP. Look, we're going to, first of all, you need to learn the fundamentals of JavaScript before you just jump into React. So we're going to give you all the fundamentals of JavaScript. And yes, we're going to be adding in a ton of React to that course because it's going to, it's still, React is just a JavaScript library. So we're going to give you access to React. Basically just allows you to supercharge your JavaScript skills and everything you're doing with JavaScript. So we're going to add that into the program as well. And you still have live weekly coaching calls directly with Sunny. So yes, you are going to be building React stuff the instant you join the program.
Yeah, so literally every single Tuesday, I run a React coaching call. So you're going to get extremely, extreme intense React sessions in those calls where it's a Zoom call. So literally you can ask me any questions, you can jump in, we run through demos, we run through any sort of problems, or we kind of go over, like somebody just said, use callback. So if those questions pop up, we run through anything that needs to be sort of go through, and it's super intense. So it's really, really good from the get-go. Definitely recommend you check it out.
Beautiful.
Nice. So we just populated posts from the database, right? So now, rather than rendering it from like how we've hard coded it on 925, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to say posts.map, and I'm going to say for every single post that we go through, I want to render a post component, right? But now what I'm going to be doing is I'm not going to be, so imagine like we're pulling this component, right? So imagine we're doing this, but instead of writing this like this, I don't want to now basically, that shouldn't be like that. It should be open bracket. Yeah, so now I don't want to actually have it so that, oh my God, what happened here? Okay, so there we go. Yeah, so now instead of doing this, I'm going to say post dot display name. Display name, and basically do that for every single one. But you could do this, or actually we will do it this way. I won't show destructuring at this point because it will be a bit confusing. Do post.username, right? And then here we do post.verified. So this is basically getting the database values now. So it's saying post.verified, and then here post.text. So post.text, and then here post.avatar, post.avatar. And then here, so post avatar. And then here we say post dot image, right? So now if I save this, so as soon as I save this, guys, if we did everything correct, so Kazi, let's go ahead and get our app on the right. So as soon as I save this now, it should be able to connect to the database, pull that in. Now it should say, yo, it's pulling from Firebase or whatever we change that to, right? So if I go ahead and save this,
Mm-hmm.
so now it should refresh and we should be pulling this information from Firebase now. So let's hope it all goes well.
God damn.
Da, 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 da.
Opposite of test driven development.
I know,
Hey,
right?
you don't need to do it when you're this jacked. So I'm gonna just show you guys what's happening here. It's just pretty freaking insane. So boom, look at this, guys. All right, step one, our avatar is being pulled from the database. Our display name is being pulled from the database. Our username, our text, every single thing. Want me to prove it to you? Watch this. I'm gonna go over here, change this to Bunny Banga instead of Sunny Sanga. Hit that. Boom! Look at that. Real time, baby.
Guys.
No refresh, no nothing. Guys, if you like that one, I thought that was pretty freaking sick. Go ahead and smash that like button. Break it on your computer. You don't need the left click button anyway.
Nice. Exactly, guys. Like real-time connection to the database. Yeah, I just think that's amazing. Like, and guys, there's so much that goes under the hood of that, but it's literally like a few lines of code to get that working, which just blows my mind every time.
Hey, says this is amazing. I've
Anirudh
literally
says
never watched a
amazing.
YouTube live session for this long. Let's go.
Love
Let's go.
that. Awesome. Bilal Akram says, is Firebase free? All of this stuff is free. You only need to start putting a card on the account when you start doing things like cloud functions. Even then, it's massively free.
Massively free. Fucking sounding like Trump.
There's a lot of free stuff inside of there, guys. Yeah. So and I actually store all of the sort of like if I ever have a portfolio or something, I actually host everything on Firebase, and then I'll actually have my portfolio on Firebase. So yeah, definitely go ahead and use it. Nice. Right. So let's go ahead and
check this out. I just sent Frank a message actually just right now. So we'll see if he sends me a text back. But he joined and I shot him over a text. I love when I see the blue, because iPhone, so it makes me really happy.
Nice.
But let's keep going.
Nice. Awesome. So what we're going to do now is actually connect that top tweet box where it says what's happening. We're going to basically make it so that when we type in there and when we enter an optional image URL and hit tweet, it's going to go ahead and post a tweet. And we're going to basically post it as Rafe Kazi. So we're going to assume that it's signed in as him, right?
Yeah.
So
now we're done with so hold on. We're done with add real-time database with Firebase. Now what are we working on?
We are working on posting a tweet.
Add ability to post a tweet?
Yeah, post a tweet to the database, yeah.
Post a tweet. Nice. Okay. I like these.
Says, yeah, it's the first time I'm glued to a live like this. You guys rock. Appreciate that, dude. Love the fact you've been here and watching. Nice.
Yeah. Nice. I love that. Okay, cool. I've changed everything. Now we're back to coding, yeah?
Yep.
Boom, let's go.
So now what we're going to do is we have so the tweet box. So we have some text inside of what's happening, so that input field, and we also have an input field where it says optional enter an image URL. So first thing we need to fix is create two pieces of state that keep track, right? So it's going to keep track of what the user is typing in. So let's go ahead and handle the first one. So we're gonna say
Frank just responded back and he goes, let's go. So ready to crush it in React.
Nice. Amazing, dude. See, guys, like we literally see as soon as you join, and we will talk to you, we'll jump on calls, everything. It's all one-to-one. Nice. So we're going to go ahead and create the piece of state now. So here we say for the input, I'm going to go ahead and call it the input. So let's just say tweet message, right? And I'm going to say set tweet message. And I'm going to say use state. And then initially this will be a blank value, right? So it'll be a blank string. So I'm going to go ahead and import this. We don't freak out. Go ahead and do this. Nice. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect it to the input field. So what we need to do to
I
connect it is
love
we need to
that.
set the value.
The greatest ever says the fact that we are not moving from our screens and feeling the need to is just a testament to how great this teaching is. And this applies to all the amazing teachers on CP. Thank you.
Nice.
Prem Sagar just donated 5 New Zealand dollars, and he goes, Sunny Kazi, love from Auckland, beautiful. And he goes, you guys are doing an amazing, awesome job. Finally, I'm confident in React after watching your clone series. Hey, let's go. I think it's time for my horns.
Hey. Thank you, dude. And we love the fact you're more confident with it after watching our stuff. That's awesome to hear.
Yep.
Nice. Somebody just asked, so Rodin Danny says, why don't you use Express.js for backend? Guys, did you see how much code we wrote to get that working? It was like a few lines of code, which is why we didn't use Express like for a backend. Yeah. So this is a major reason of using Firebase. It's so powerful, gives you a real-time functionality out of the box, and it's just insane with how little code you write, the functionality that you get. So that's my answer to that. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to map the value here, so to that tweet message in the state, but it's going to be stuck now. So if you go ahead and try and type in what's happening, what happens?
When I try to type in here, no, nothing.
Yeah, nothing, right? Because what we're doing is we're mapping tweet message, which is set to blank, to that input field. So what we need to do to get it reacting to your input is we say on change, which basically fires off an event every time we type. I'm going to say set the tweet message. So I'm going to say set the tweet message every single time you type to become e.target.value, which is basically what you type in, right? Now if you try and type for me, so let me go ahead and save it. Now if you try and type, what happens?
Hey, let's go. I can type my Fifi and I can type foobar.
Nice. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create another piece of state. So I'm going to create another one to keep track of the image. So I'm going to say tweet image. There we go. And for this one, I'm going to go ahead and map it. So I'm going to say value equals tweet image. So tweet image, right? And I'm going to say on change. So we need to do the same thing. We need to say on change. On change equals set tweet image. So set, E. So it's going to be arrow function. And it says set tweet image to be e.target.value. Right? Awesome.
Nice.
Now what we can do is, because we've done that, right, and because everything is inside of a form, when we hit enter, the button type should be submit, because we want this to be our submit button for a function. And basically what we want to do is we need to add an on click. So basically when I submit or when I click that button, what am I going to do? I'm going to say here, send tweet, right? So we're going to create a function called send tweet. And here what I want to do is I want to say const send tweet, and this is going to be an arrow function, so it takes an event, because whenever you click a button it dispatches an event. Because we're inside of a form, guys, it's going to refresh the page, right? So in order to stop that, because in React you don't want to do refreshes, right? So you need to do e.prevent default, and this will prevent. So you need to pass e as a parameter, so send tweet is being passed in the button on click. And then what you need to do is say e.prevent default. Massively important.
Josefa says, you guys are crazy. Love you guys. Keep it up. You're helping me making my dream projects. Thank you so much for making these projects. Students like me need you. Please don't stop. Keep going. Let's keep going, bro.
Love that. Let's keep going. Amazing. Nice. So e.prevent default stops the refresh, right? It stops the refresh, which in React we hate, right? But how do we post in the database? So this is actually going to be surprisingly a lot easier than you think, right? So the way we do that is essentially all we need to do is go ahead and write the following. So we say DB, so we need to import the DB. So I'm going to go ahead and import that first. So I'm going to say import DB from our local Firebase. So boom, local Firebase, not the module, local Firebase. And then I'm going to say DB dot collection posts, right? I'm going to say dot add, right? I'm going to say dot add. And then basically, this is all you need. You add an object, and that object has the same shape that we did earlier. So remember when we basically went ahead and we added that object. Kazi basically did it inside the Firebase interface, right? He went in and added display name, username. So we do the same thing here. We say display name equals, in this case, the display name, we're going to hard code it to be Rafe Kazi, right? Or let's go ahead and say, yeah, let's do Rafe Kazi. So let's do Rafe Kazi, nice. And then we're going to say the username is going to be, let's
I
go
can
ahead and do
even
Clever Kazi. There we go.
we can even open this up right here if you want to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is exactly essentially what we're doing right now, right?
Mhm.
But programmatically. And then we're going to say verified is, we're going to assume that he's true. So verified is true, right? And then we're going to say the text in this case is not going to be like a hard code value. It's going to be whatever we wrote inside the tweet message, right? Which we mapped when we did the input field, right? Whoa, we just hit 1.5K likes. Nice.
Whoa,
Let's go,
thank
guys.
you guys. Yeah, just broke
Amazing.
1,500 likes right this second. And also 22,000 playbacks. So just wanted to come in and say thank you guys so much. If you are enjoying this so far, you want to help us get it out to even more people, hit that thumbs up button. And
Yep.
also subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be bringing you this value every single day. Guys, upcoming next week, we have things on the agenda like Facebook clone, LinkedIn clone, and what was the other one I sent you, Sonny? Airbnb clone. So
Yeah.
if you want to be notified of those things, so literally when we drop them, you want to get a notification. Oh, I was looking at the wrong camera. If you want to get a notification like this on your phone, then
Yep.
make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon next to it as well. So turn on the bell notifications, and as soon as we go live for Airbnb clone or LinkedIn clone or Facebook clone this upcoming week, you will get that notification. You click it and you just jump in.
Exactly, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification icon. Do not miss these sessions, guys. And if you do, don't worry about it. They're all going to be up on YouTube forever. You guys can watch it, take your time, go through it. The code's going to be in a GitHub link.
Amir says people might think we're paid to say that these sessions are the best, but that's not true. Consider the amount of knowledge you gain from these videos, and it's all for free. These guys are killing it. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep going.
Thank you very much. Nice. So we added the text which came from the tweet message.
Steve
and
says,
then
what
we
about a
also-
Slack clone? Oh, that's actually a
Oh
good
yeah,
idea.
you know what? A Slack clone will be fun, dude. I'm down.
We could
to do
even
that.
learn
That'd be nice.
Electron JS.
Oh yeah, that would be dope. I was like, whoa, it's gonna be intense.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So-
Yeah, maybe we'll do it one day.
Yeah. So for now, we're going to use that clever programmer logo as the avatar. So that's going to be hard coded still. We're going to keep that one as a hard coded value. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then for the image, right, we're going to go ahead and use the tweet image. So if we left it blank, it's going to be blank. That's fine. But if we didn't, then it's going to go ahead and use this, which is the tweet image, right? So that's cool. And now what will happen is, and basically after you tend to send a tweet, you actually want to erase the tweet, sending the tweet message box and the tweet image, right? You don't want to actually show like the sort of previous contents that you had in that input field. So I'm going to go ahead and do set tweet image and set tweet message to blank after that. If you don't do that, the input fields aren't going to reset, right? Nice. So if I go ahead and click save now, so click save like that. Now, what we should see is, Kazi, if we go ahead and type in what's happening. So like, let's go ahead and type something into what's happening. So let's go, this is a real test or something.
This is no, I'm going to say, hold on. This is audible.
Nice. And for the optional image
Oh, shit. It posted it, bro.
driver, yeah, it did it, right?
I did
Let's
not
go ahead and
expect
add
that.
another one, but let's give it an image.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So guys, did you notice that was real time, right? So it
Oh
literally
shit,
threw in
my
as
bad.
real
We
time.
weren't showing it. My bad. I think we never showed anything. Sorry guys.
Oh
Yeah,
my
like,
God,
show the
everyone was
code,
like,
change
"No,
the
we
scene.
can't see it."
Ah, okay, sorry. Damn it. I don't know how long I kept it like that. I apologize, you guys. Okay, cool. So this should be good. Now,
Yep.
this is all you coded, right?
Yeah, they could see this part when we did that.
Got it.
Oh, right. No, it wasn't showing the actual screen. Okay, so yeah. So guys, what we're doing here is what we did just to run through again. We did db.collection post add, and then we're mapping to the objects. And the ones to take note of here are tweet message and tweet image, which are being mapped
Yeah.
to the state, which is our input fields. And
Yeah.
then we basically reset the fields to sort of clear them, right?
All right. All right. What if we just did that to just get the chat going? Okay, cool. So this is good. I got pumped because I said this is audible, and then it posted it right here. But all right. And now I'm gonna post the image. So I just click this, pop this image in right there, and I'll hit tweet. Right.
Wait, is that the same image or is that a different one?
Let me take a look actually right now. Paste it in.
Let's go ahead.
Looks good to me.
Right.
Let's show the
Let's get a
screen.
different-
Let's tweet. I mean. Oh,
Nice.
you want a different one?
Let's go ahead and do a different one. But guys, that worked. That literally just
Alright.
popped in.
That is pretty sick that it worked, to be honest. That gets me hyped up, bro. That's nice. All right, we need a different one, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is actually gonna work.
I think you can use a JPEG or just anything. JPEG should work or a GIF will work.
I got it. All right, guys. So here's what your life is like after you learn JavaScript and join our course. Boom, pop that in, tweet, hopefully it works. Hey, let's go, baby.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Your boy coming in clutch.
That's dope, dude. Nice.
All
Awesome,
right.
guys. If you found that cool, let us know in the comments. Smash the thumbs up button. I think that's pretty dope. Like, that's pretty cool, man. Like, we
That
literally
is
just showed.
sick.
Yeah,
Wait.
we just showed the. Yep.
Yo, we didn't actually show one thing. So let's go
Oh.
right over here. We didn't show them the actual fact that it added it to the database. So
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
So take a look at this, you guys. All these posts, you see this one right over here. This is actually here it is in the database right there. Boom. Here's
Yep.
what your life is like, and boom, that's the text right there. We got the freaking, you know what I'm saying? So that's freaking crazy that it's all being dynamically shown from a database that we added in front of your face.
Exactly. Amazing. And if you just go ahead and add a simple tweet, Kazi, so like just like a normal one without an image even, and show them as it pops in. So we'll show them as it pops into the
I see
Firebase.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
I gotcha. As Nas would say, I gotcha. All right, here we go. Guys, get ready. Boom. And now on the left-hand side, you're going to see it pop in. Keep your eyes locked in on the left-hand side in the post column. Boom. Guys, saw that.
Hey, there it is.
There it is. Now I'm going to add in another one. Okay, get ready. Hit enter. Boom, right there. Okay.
Nice.
And it's all the way at the bottom. As they say in my country, gerarger.
Nice.
They
So
don't
like
say that
guys,
in any
as you
country.
can see here, like you're literally getting a case of it's pretty much it's the reason why it's shuffled, if any of you guys are wondering, by the way, is because we haven't put in timestamps.
Random ZBR says, yo, boys, I need to go right now. I have a meeting. I have followed along with most of the streams. Believe me, this is life-changing. Can't thank you guys enough. Bye, and thank you for everything. That is amazing. Thank you, man.
Nice. Thank you, dude. Right. So we're going to give you guys two more treats quickly, right? One of them was we talked about React Flip Move. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly show you how to implement that and get a smooth list, right? So we're going to implement that and then we're going to deploy the app, right?
Mm-hmm.
So stick with us, guys, and we're going to be pretty much done very shortly, right?
Yeah.
So React Flip Move, to install it is npm React Flip Move. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the terminal and do, so Kazi, let's chuck in the terminal.
Chuck it in the terminal. Here we go.
So npm and then React Flip Move. So
hey,
that one right
Frank,
there.
if you are having trouble joining Slack, don't worry. Just shoot me a text. I'll help you out. All right, npm,
Oh.
what? Flip move?
Oh no, I had it in there. So npmi flip move, React flip move, that one there.
Got it.
Dope. We install that,
Yo, check this
and
out, bro. What I
basically,
was doing for to get me going on coding.
yeah.
Facebook popped this up from a few years ago. So I don't
Oh yeah.
recommend this, you guys. But this is, I had to. This is me ordering ton of Red Bulls. I don't know, bulletproof coffee and just a crap ton of Lucky Jack, like yeah, black coffee, and it's like triple shot or something like that. So, you know,
I was gonna try that actually, the bulletproof coffee. I never tried that.
that's how I used to freaking code, you guys. But not anymore. Now I'm on a good sleeping schedule. I love
Nice.
that. The greatest ever says Sunny starts laughing at the memes before Kazi uploads them, just like me. Kazi's crazy. Let's go, bro.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, he said we can't see the code editor.
Again? I did it again? What's wrong with me? I'm so sorry. Damn. All right, guys. All right, all right, all right, all right. I'll get better at it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got you. I got you.
Alright.
All right, let's keep going,
Right,
bro.
so all we did there, guys, was npmi react flip move. So we did this npmi react flip move,
That's
and
it.
we hit enter, and that was it, right? So in order to basically, let's go ahead and add the react flip move. So to do it, I'm not going to explain too much of it, of the implementation. I'll let you guys go ahead and check out the documentation. I'm just going to show you how you can pretty much chuck it inside of this. So we want it basically on every post. So we want all the posts to be animated, right? So
Yeah.
in order to do that, what we need to do is we need to go to the post itself. I'm going to change this to a functional, to not a functional one, an ES6 function. So it's like this, right? And then what I'm going to go ahead and do, I don't know why that's freaking out. That's not wrong. Let's go ahead and do this, yeah. And then what I need to do is import forward ref. So forward ref is a way of handling references in React. So again, don't really need to know exactly what that is at this point. If you want to, go ahead and check out the React docs. But how do we use it, right? We basically go here before the props, and we basically do the following, right? We write forward ref, put another parenthesis, so another bracket, go all the way down to the bottom,
What is this
and you
for? What are we
basically,
doing? What's the
we're
point of
setting
this
up
forward ref?
we're setting up React flip move.
Oh, I see. Okay. Do people know what
Yeah.
React Flip Move is? I don't think so, right?
So
So
we,
far.
so yeah, so we showed the sort of slide at the beginning, but it might be worth showing them. Yeah. So
All
if we
right.
go ahead and
So we're
open
gonna just.
React flip move.
Oh, yeah. I got you. Here we go, guys. Here's React Flip Move. Boom and voila. Here we go.
Hey.
So this is what we're building right now.
Yeah. So it gives you like a very nice smooth animation, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So with that said, now what we're going to do is we're basically going to do, we put the forward reference, so we've done it there, added a parentheses here, and then all the way at the bottom down here to sort of close everything off. So that's nice. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and do the following. So I'm going to go ahead and say, this actually, what we need to do is where we have our props over here, we need to add parentheses here. And I need to go ahead and do the
Jake
following.
J
So
asks, do you have any plans to use TypeScript with React in any future tutorials? I think the answer to that is hell yeah, right?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, guys. We're
Yeah,
all
I actually code. Yeah,
you code in TypeScript, right?
yeah,
We're
yeah. I
all
code
about that
type.
hype script
Yeah,
life, you guys. So we're gonna be doing a lot of that soon.
exactly. So guys, we pretty much here were the props, and what I did is I added this second parameter when we added forward ref because we gives us something called a ref, right? And all we need to do here is go ahead and do this. We say ref equals that ref, right? That's it, right? That's for the first part. That's the first part we need to do, right? And then what we do, so that's for the post, the individual posts, right? Now, where we actually animate the posts, so where we have multiple posts being shown on the screen, is inside of the feed, right? So inside the feed, and the way we do it now in here is we basically go ahead and import flip move from React flip move at the top, like this. And then what we need to do is basically wrap the mapping inside of that flip move. So we need to go ahead and do the following. So this. So now you can see that we've essentially wrapped our posts inside of FlipMove. But in order to get this to work correctly, we need to give it a key, right? Now, a key in this case has to be something unique. In this case, the key that we're going to use isn't the best key to use, but it will work for this case. We're going to say the key is the post text, right? Because in this case, we haven't got any text with the same thing. But in this case, what you should be doing is pulling the document ID from Firebase and using that as your key. But in this case, to save time, we're basically just going to use the post text as your ID. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is save. And now, Kazi, if you actually, let me go and save this. So if you go ahead and open up localhost and maybe refresh it.
Okay, yeah, give me 1 second. I'm going to just go ahead and do that right here. And open this up and refresh it. All right, what are we looking for?
If you type in like add a post now.
Whoops. Test. Hey, that's
did it animate?
Clean, boy.
Let me check on my localhost as well because I couldn't see it properly, but that looks.
It's adding it in random places, you know, so we won't sometimes see it.
That's because of the timestamp, yeah. I'm gonna do it from my machine, guys. I'm gonna say,
hey, there. No. I saw from your machine. Yeah, I saw from your machine. Sunny in the house. Damn.
Nice, awesome. Right. So with that said, guys, we pretty much showed you how to add a animation library, which is so dope, and it works really, really nice and clean. Awesome. So yeah, so that pretty much has an animation. Make sure when you are using a key, guys, use the Firebase doc.id, which you get at this point, just to show you guys, because I don't want to sort of mislead anyone with the key information. So here, what you would do is where you have doc.data, you can pretty much at this point pull out doc.id as well, right? So you can do something like doc.id, and that's the key that you want to use, which gives you a unique ID from Firebase. So in case you're wondering, that's the one that you're going to use. Awesome. So I think with that said, Kazi, we're ready to actually go ahead and deploy. So guys, if you're excited, let us know in the comments. We're going to show you right now how to go ahead and deploy this app to Firebase.
We're going to be deploying this shit real soon, guys, so get pumped.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
All right. This is my favorite
part. If you
part.
haven't already, guys, hit the thumbs up button if you're enjoying this.
You know, people are like freaking they were like getting annoyed by Nas how many times he was saying, "Are you pumped?" The top comment on his.
I saw that. Yeah.
It's like, yo, enough of the DJ fucking vibes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait to see. You know, I don't even want to tell Nas. I want to tell him. I want to show him those comments when we're all there at once, and show him that it got like 50 likes, and then just see his like reaction, his like face drop.
It's like, can we stop with the over energetic DJ vibe? Someone said weird, and I couldn't help but laugh. I was like, oh man,
people are brutal, man. All right.
I mean, we've all had a roasting. I had a roast on one of the live sessions. Everyone was like, "Yo, why is Sunny
so fat? And why is he always wearing this black shirt?"
Yeah, it's like he's like Steve Jobs, but he just wears a black shirt instead of a.
Yeah, people would always make fun of my like teeth. They're like, "Cause your teeth are like fucked up," and I'm like, "Well, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do about that. I'm trying over here. I'm trying my best."
Yeah.
All right. Time to deploy.
Yeah, let's do it. So inside the terminal, guys, is where we did. So we don't actually need to do anything on Firebase. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I forget that sometimes, you know. But okay. So guys, it's pretty simple. We're gonna do Firebase init, right?
Yep.
And then we're just gonna sit here and wait, and then we're gonna look over here pretty soon. It's gonna ask us some questions in a second. Let's go down to hosting, you guys, because we don't need to do any other stuff, right? Hit hosting. Yep. We're gonna hit use an existing project, and then boom, we're gonna go to this is our what clone? Twitter clone. So let's find Twitter clone. Boom. So let's click that. Now for this, make sure you guys say build, because that's a folder things go into. So for those of you guys who might have trouble seeing right now, I'm gonna just write it out on the screen. So just write build here. That's it.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit enter. It's a single page application, so say yes, don't say no. Type in Y and hit enter. So now this build folder should be made for you guys, and that's looking good. So Sunny, at this point, what do we do with that? Do we do Firebase? Do we do npm build?
Yeah, so we do npm. And also, guys, before you do that, when you did Firebase and init, you might be prompted to log in. All you need to do is do Firebase login if that happens, and then it'll pop up on Chrome, right? So that's just in case anyone runs into that. But yeah, now we need to do npm run build, and what this will do is, so let's go ahead and run that command, Kazi.
I love that. As soon as I said that, Frankie dropped in the chat and he's like, "Are you guys pumped?" When we were talking about the NAS thing. npm run build, right?
Yeah, npm
All right.
npm run build. And what this does, guys, is it strips out all the developer rubbish, pretty much gets everything super optimal, right? So it basically creates like a super lightweight build of the app.
Everything that's going to be
use to
online is in this folder, okay? This is what's going to be actually online.
Yeah. Important point here, guys. If you make any changes after you do npm run build, you have to do npm run build again to get the latest build before you do a deployment.
Hold on, Sonny. You better stop talking, boy, because we got some fire. What? Why did it get hidden? Hold on. I have to do this one again. Here we go. So Sajjan says, "Yo, what's up, guys? Just landed a $2,000 a month client during this call. Thanks to you guys teaching me React.js. Let's go.
Insane. Let's go.
Nas in the house.
Nice.
Are you guys pumped? Drop it in the comments. Like, drop in the comments below if you guys are pumped. Sorry, man. What are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say we speak to Sergeant quite a lot on Instagram because he actually posts stories quite a lot and he tags us in there. And if you guys haven't already, like, shoot us an Instagram story and tag me and Kazi. Our tags are on the bottom of the screen. I think you have to switch the screen, Kazi.
What do you mean?
Oh
yeah, my bad.
For our Instagram tags, yeah. So it's at the bottom of the screen right here, guys. Just shoot an Instagram story, tag myself and Kazi using the handles over here. And pretty much, we can get chatting with you guys. But that's insane, dude. I love to see that.
Yeah, and like, so take a look at this, you guys. So Sajjan has been in our community and he's been sending like Instagram messages. So he's like, appreciate and love all of what you guys are doing. What you're offering is incredible. And this message was on July 8th. So today is August 7th. So like, look, we've been talking to for like over a month. He like sent video messages. I responded to them. And, you know, since then, he's been working at it, building these clones. And a month later, he just landed a $2,000 a month client. So that is freaking sick.
Exactly. Insane.
Yep.
Well done, dude. Right. So we just done npm run build, which basically bundled the app up into this performant bundle, right? So it's like everything that we need to deploy now is inside of that build folder. You'd never touch it. You don't need to touch whatever inside the build folder.
Frank. Check out Frank. Just made a story which is freaking sick. So check this out. Hold on, I'm gonna play it from the start for you guys. So this is Frank's story, you guys. He joined Profit with JavaScript as well, and he says making Twitter in React. And then here's his $25 baller ass donation. Thanks so much for that. And he actually joined the Profit with JavaScript course as well. So I'm gonna just make his story my story, and we will do that for you guys as well if you reach out.
Yeah, amazing. Love that. Thank you so much, Frank, for joining, and awesome work, Sergeant, for landing that client. Amazing stuff. Right. Yeah. Nice. So I guess at this point, if you guys are excited, let us know in the comments. We're about to hit the deployment phase, right? We're about to hit one command, which is going to send this app into the Firebase atmosphere. It's going to send this onto the internet, and you guys can pretty much go ahead and check this out.
All right. Are you guys ready or what? If you're excited to use this app right here, right now, while you're on the stream, an epic conclusion to everything that you and I and Sunny have done together. All of you beautiful people in the chat, like Future Code and Henrik and Sayed and Steve, if you're excited about this, drop it in the comments below, guys. We're gonna launch this app live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, and this
Let's
thing
do
is
it,
about to
dude.
go live, guys. So just give it a second, and as soon as that's done, boom, it's
Boom.
there. Let's see. Here's the link.
Yep.
Boom. And I'm going to full screen this, paste the link. If this is good to go, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Link in the chat has been dropped. So you guys are now welcome to jump on this app and use it. There we go, you guys. Here's the link to it. So this app is actually up and running.
Nice. Amazing. Go ahead and check it out, guys. Go ahead and play with it. You guys can see it for yourself. Know that we weren't just coding a bunch of lies the whole time. You guys can actually go and play with this. It
Yep.
will be posting as Rafe Kazi, so we can see a bunch of people actually typing messages in. Nice. See, hi,
Nice.
guys.
Yep. Hi,
Awesome.
guys. Yep. People typing it in messages. So yeah, everything's going to be coming from Rafe Kazi here, you guys. Awesome. This is nice. Okay, dope.
Awesome.
So, Sonny, we have built this app and we have completed it. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed it. I know I see Frank says, let's deploy it. Programmer Machine says, Programmer Gods. YouTube by Ringan says, amazing. Awesome. Thank you guys for all the love. Henrik says, go, go, go. Savaris says, ready. With that said,
Yep.
guys, we have done a lot of things. And just to kind of recap everything that we did today, you guys, I'm going to do a quick recap. So we built a React Twitter clone. All right. We
Yep.
use technologies like React.js, Material UI, CSS, and Firebase. This is what you guys built today. Material UI was used for all the icons. All right. Real-time Firestore database was used for the comments and the posts that we made. You guys learned how to use CSS variables, and Sonny, you use them for Twitter color, right?
Yeah, we use it for the Twitter color and also a background color. So two
Yep.
CSS variables we used. Yeah.
And then to add those nice slick animations, you guys use React Flip Move, and this is what created those dynamic animations when you're posting the tweets. So juicy and so nice. And then at the end, what did we do, Sonny?
We sent that app straight into the Firebase
Fucking
atmosphere.
flying.
And now it's deployed and live for you guys to mess around with, play with, and just, have a play and feel before you go ahead and build it. And also, guys, code is in the GitHub repo that we have actually gone ahead and put in the description. And we made a few changes live on the session. So I will go ahead and push those changes also to the GitHub repo. So you guys have everything fresh and like you saw it on the feed today.
Yep. Beautiful, you guys. So thank you so much. With that said, do we have anything else to add, Sonny?
Just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who is watching. We appreciate you guys, and we love that you guys turn up every single day. And yeah, like we said, if you guys haven't already, shoot us an Instagram message, and we can get chatting to you guys. With that said, I think I'm pretty good. Oh yeah, and also join the free training, guys. The link is in the description. Kazi, why should they join this?
So this training, you guys, the main thing is you want to go from that practicality of like, how can I take my coding and then make a living with it? So the number one thing, like Sajjan commented just a little bit earlier, and he said, I just landed a $2,000 a month client. That's practicality. Everything else I think is cute and awesome that you're learning, but how can you actually now make a living with it? How can you support your family with it? I think those are by far the most important questions to be asking. And so in this training, we give you the answers to a lot of those. And this training lays out your path from zero to making $100,000. Whether you do it in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, or 3 years, this will be your manifesto. This training is absolutely free. So go ahead and you can even watch this video that's right over here that explains what this training is about. And then once you're good to go on that, click register and sign up for this exclusive training. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, make sure you guys do it. I mean, it's free training, guys. Like, if you were here during this session, definitely go check it out. You literally just gonna come out of it as a better JavaScript developer.
Yep. Sajjan says, all right, here's something Sajjan says. So Sajjan message, and he says, freaking appreciate you guys from all the app clone trainings to the roadmap trainings plus PWJ. Oh, he's also our Profit of JavaScript student, right?
Yeah.
Gave me everything I needed to pick up being a developer, to pick up developer work fast. That is awesome.
Nice.
Pump for you, brother.
Amazing. Love that. Really, really proud of you, man. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. And if you guys want, just go ahead and you guys can jump into our program Profit with JavaScript, which we have mentioned. The link is in the description below. But again, if you're ready to just kind of jump straight into it, you're going to get weekly trainings. You're going to learn how to make an income with JavaScript, which I think is huge. And one of the best things with it that I want to show you guys actually is the fact that you actually get an amazing community of people that come with it. So, here is actually Sajjan right here, who actually joined, and he just landed a $2,000 a month client. And here is the rest of the community, and we have over 1,400 amazing members that are a part of this. So
yeah, Sergeant just dropped a really crazy comment. I said this one client, guys, returned everything he paid for in PWJ, so worth every single penny.
Oh, damn. Where did he drop that?
He dropped that on a comment just now.
Oh, I see. That is awesome. Let me actually share that because that's super dope. So, yep, he's like, this one client returned everything I paid. So, yeah, guys, I mean, if you're getting work as a developer, I mean, whatever you pay for this program is going to be pennies. Oftentimes what people do is there's a saying, tripping over dollars to pick up pennies. And that's what people often do. So they're like, hey, I don't want to join this program or some other program because it's too much money that I have to invest. But then they keep trying to, through failure, trial and error, figure out their own way. And that costs you something you can't ever get back. That costs you time. Time is the most expensive price you can pay. And they say that broke people are cheap with their money and rich people are actually cheap with their time. So instead of being cheap with your money, I think it's a lot better if you're cheap with your time, meaning invest money up front so you don't have to make those mistakes and you can learn, like Sajjan, get those clients.
Exactly. You heard it, guys. You saw it firsthand. Proof that somebody's actually made a huge amount more than they even paid for the course. Definitely go and check it out.
Yeah. Jen, last week that we shared with you guys, got a job offer for $96,000 a year. So she's also part of this community right here.
And guys, interesting story with Jen. She lost her job due to COVID, right? So she actually lost her job, and then she, I think it was like a week or two later, landed a job which paid double her salary. Yeah, which was just insane. That's a boss move. That's insane. And she did that through Profit with JavaScript and the skills she picked up and learned. So amazing, and super proud of her.
Yep. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your beautiful face, all of you, from Alexandros to David to Janitha to View Reality to the greatest ever, to all of you guys that are here that communicate with us, be a part of this community, help us keep everything clean and the culture super positive and amazing. This is what helps keep us going forward, and we're just going to finish this year incredibly strong. Thank you guys. Much love. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Sunny, is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Massive thank you once again. If you haven't already, like Ozzy said, smash the thumbs up button. That's all we ask for, guys. And until next time, I guess.
That's it. Love you guys. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.
Peace.